very nice. It's classy.
Real sweet.
High five, gentlemen.
Get along with this trophy.
Aw, that's cute. It's adorbs.
Adorbs.
Did you really say doors?
Adorbs.
Oh, that's the
Adorbs.
worst. That's just terrible.
Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 111. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Andrew I Make This Show Midori, and I am joined tonight by the classy douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
That's me.
And the beast from the East, Dean Marchese.
Hey,
Hey, buddy, how you feeling?
I'm alright, dude. I'm here. You know?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, you're better. I'm like, I'm not.
really.
But, like, at some point, you gotta just keep living your life
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
That's the thing, is like I could have canceled the show tonight myself because I've been really sick all weekend. Fortunately, the medicine's really been kicking in for like the last 4 hours, and I'm
Yeah.
doing all right. But on Friday, you guys can see upstairs, I've been working on the steps.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sanding and spackling. I almost said spanding and sackling.
Starting
Same
already.
thing. So I was all that dust kicking up, I think clogged my sinuses, and I got a
it's the
sinus
worst.
infection as a result. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I've been not feeling good at all.
Guess you didn't use the mask.
I didn't.
that
I
they
will be using
recommend.
that in the future.
job.
Usually I do.
No, I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm
Usually
good.
I do, but not this time. I was dumb. Yeah, so I'm hoping that it passes. I'm hoping that tomorrow morning I feel all right. Because you know how it is when you're sick. The mornings are always the worst. Because you're sitting all night with all that junk clogging you up. And then you
Right.
wake up in the morning feeling terrible. So hopefully I can get
Did
to
you
work
go to
tomorrow.
the doctors?
No.
You didn't?
I don't
yeah.
normally go to the doctors. I usually do everything in my power not
Why
to.
does he need a doctor for? He makes this show.
Everyone's like, you should really see the doctor, 'cause blah blah blah, because it might be well, just not to go too deep down the rabbit hole. I mentioned it before though. I have like an anxiety kind of disorder, and so my stepmom was like, you should go to the doctor, because then you can rule out like if it's actually physical or if like I'm like, well, there's something physical for sure.
Yeah.
Because I've been sick as a dog. I was like, but I think also it's triggering my anxiety, so I'm just like double fucked
No,
sideways.
my anxiety is just clogging my nose up.
Yeah, and, like,
there's so
it's-
much anxiety.
it's
It's
like-
just right in here.
This is one of those situations though where if it is like actually sinusitis or something like that, because my, how his mucus gets all green, and
Right.
that's my case right now. I know that
Yeah.
I have an infection.
You guys had a great
So-
conversation about it in the Level Up
Yeah.
chat the one day I saw.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So if it doesn't,
Is
go
your mucus
away-
green? What's the toxicity of it right now?
That's
Like,
the thing. Antibiotics are usually necessary, right?
I
if you have an
appreciated
infection.
that question, because if someone asks you what color your mucus is, they genuinely
care.
I was like, I appreciate
I do
that
genuinely
question.
care, and it's funny because that was before I was sick, and now I'm dealing with the same
Yeah, man.
shit.
It sucks.
Just,
it
it's
sucks.
the worst.
I feel
That's
for
funny.
you.
Gaming dedicated talk show, guys. So, guys, if you like what we're doing at any point, please make sure to follow us. Hit that follow button at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Or, of course, if you want to follow us on Twitter at the Level Up Network, YouTube for exclusive original shows like Dean and Greg's Power Up for superhero comic book nerdiness, and everything else, too. You're actually going to see it a little differently this week. Banners are going to pop up on the screen. Like rolling banners.
Nice.
I figured it out.
Nice.
He did it.
Done. So instead of having the screen filled with the stuff constantly in your face, you're just going to have every 5 minutes you're going to have like a 10-second thing just kind of roll at the bottom of the screen to tell you where you can follow us at all of our different channels. So those are the opportunities you guys should take to follow us and support the network in general.
Yep.
How's everybody doing this week as far as gaming goes?
I
good week.
played, just like went hard into Lego Avengers because I've been putting it off for sake of the trophy war, and I don't know, dude. I just been homesick, and I was like, I don't fucking care right now.
Right.
I just want to play some Lego Avengers. I probably played like 13 hours of Lego Avengers today.
Yeah.
Did you platinum it
That's
yet?
it. No, I'm close.
Okay.
I
Are you
did
taking your time with it
everything.
though a little bit?
I was like, I'm real methodical about the way I play Lego games. So there's like the open world stuff, and then there's
Right.
like these mini hubs now, which is a first. So there's like mini open worlds on top of the big one.
Oh, good.
And then there's story levels. So I went and I did all the story levels and got all the collectibles, and then I did the little mini hubs, and then I just have like the big like Manhattan.
Like I feel like, and this is going now to trophy war talk a little bit, but I feel like in the realm of going into Lego games with the mindset of I'm going to get the trophies in this game and that's it, versus I'm going to play the Lego game is drastically
I'm
different.
going to pause your lives. There's the banner.
Oh, that looked
cool.
good. I saw it. Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
that. I like how that looks.
yeah, it looks really good.
And then it rolls away
I'm a big fan of
in a
that.
second here.
But am I right in that? Like, just seeing like what it takes to do
Say
all
it
that
again.
stuff.
I'm sorry.
There's a difference between going into a game, like a Lego game, mainly that I'm going to get these trophies and I'm done, versus I'm going to enjoy this. Like I feel like you this week went more of I want to get the trophies, but I want to enjoy it, and you sit back and let things happen.
Well, fortunately, I knocked out most of like the trophies that you can get just like by hopping
Right.
and getting them, and then the ones you need at the end, you have to 100% it to get them.
right.
So either I have to do it either way. You know what
Right.
I mean, like to enjoy it and also to get the rest of the trophies.
But you're
So
not
it's
going
like,
through it as quickly as you could.
I mean, I was playing it like non-stop.
Wow.
Like,
Okay,
like
never mind.
remote play and everything, dude. Like I was just like kept going. So I
Right.
just was trying to like distract myself from feeling shitty.
I saw for you, Danny was playing something this week.
So I forgot to tweet out the picture with it. Yeah, I had a picture. So I don't know if you saw the scores.
No,
I updated it.
I haven't been looking at it.
I had a kind of Trojan horse.
Uh-huh.
I bought a Vita on Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
And so I was plowing through a ton of stuff on
What'd
that.
you play?
I got Taco Master. I've had in my
Yeah.
cart. Man, actually, I hate that game.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
I
fucking
don't
love
like.
Taco
I don't like.
Master.
I like that's like to me like a cell phone game. Like
Yeah,
a
I
mobile
agree,
game.
I
I don't
agree.
like games like that. Like I want to. I got the portable because of the joysticks and the buttons, not my phone.
Right.
And so like I really didn't enjoy that too much, but I got like halfway through that. But Dean let me borrow SpongeBob. That was the main one. I ended up platinuming that, but that took a lot longer than I thought.
It's
Just
very
because there was
bad.
a really annoying grind at the end.
Yeah.
Like you could look at it and you're like, this is gonna be fucking simple.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, and then the one trophy is like upgrading all the characters.
It's really
but
frustrating.
you need like X amount of money to upgrade them, and you only can get like I think like 1,000 coins per level, and you need 6,000 to fully upgrade each character.
Right,
and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, But so Danny was actually enjoying it. I actually might. I'm debating grabbing it myself just because she really enjoyed. Like she was playing like on our drive home, she was playing and everything. But I had a picture of us hanging out, and she was playing Vita, but I forgot to upload that to Twitter when I wrote the
That's
post.
cool. That's awesome. I started the week playing a good bit of stuff, and then over the weekend I haven't been doing as much because I've been sick.
You did
so
what I finally
at the
did
very beginning of the
for
week,
Slight,
I
right?
did Trine 2.
How was that?
That was the very beginning of the week. It was fun. Just a fun platinum. I heard it wasn't too hard, so that's why I went after it. But yeah,
Right.
I enjoyed it. It was a fun game.
Yeah.
And then First Light, which was a little bit grindy. By the end of it, I was getting a little frustrated trying to get 10 million points.
Right,
and-
you did the opposite of what I did though.
Uh-huh.
I played it at the beginning of the week, and
Yeah.
then I left it alone.
Okay.
And then I went back to it this afternoon, and within not even a full hour, I finally completed the last few things. Like
Okay.
the thing. I think it's a lot easier if you take your time with it.
Yeah, it's about like, what would you say, like an 8 to 10 hour platinum?
Not even. For
don't
me,
think so?
I think between the amount of time, I would say total, I would have to imagine maybe 6.
6.
I was gonna say I think I got it in like 6.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, I don't keep track of how long, but I think I was more around 8 hours. What's up?
If you don't know, ask people how to destroy hard drives so you can get rid of
I know how to destroy hard drives. I just need to remove the hard drive
Yeah.
and then destroy it.
how you
Yeah,
get
drill.
Yeah,
You
just
drill,
gotta
drill that.
drill it
sucker.
out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
drill
guys,
holes in
we
it.
have 3 laptops.
Sell
Why
'em.
don't you each destroy one so I can throw them out?
We will record the whole thing.
I would love to just.
It'll be like
Sure.
Office Space. We'll do.
That sounds so rad.
We need to figure out a way. No, we'll use those for our streaming our archived videos.
Yeah. I don't know if that would hold up so
There you
well.
go.
Well, it would destroy it, right?
Yeah, it probably would. It probably would. It'd probably destroy that hard drive real quick.
That needs to be destroyed.
Jesus.
Yeah, we've got 3 hard drives in need of destroying.
So maybe next week you.
Give a quick wave to the audience
maybe
members.
next week you guys all smash them with hammers or something.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Show off the baby
The,
bump.
the loser of the trophy war gets them broken over their head. I like that.
I'll break
baby bump
anything
for
right
you
on its
all.
head.
I did watch Mr. Robot.
That's a good show.
I haven't watched that yet.
It's a great show.
I need to.
It's only one
I still
season
haven't.
so far.
I still didn't even touch the leftovers.
Did I tell you guys that story
Really?
about my experience? I think I might have mentioned it here before.
Go ahead.
No, it was like one of the nights I had started my like medication cycle, and the medicine that they put you on for it gives you like just crazy, not nightmares, just like weird twisted dreams. And so like it was like my first couple of nights on this medicine, and I woke up from having like one of these like weird trippy like
Lucid dreams, yeah.
and I woke up, and that was on. This is a long time ago. I was sleeping in my old bedroom still, so it was before Jen moved in or anything. And I woke up and Mr. Robot was on the TV, and it was like this weird part where this weird music was playing, and I woke up and I was like, fuck. What is this show, dude?
Yeah, it's got some that techie music.
Yeah, it was
it's
so
which is
creepy.
great. It's
it was
great.
like 4 a.m. too. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I think I'm being abducted right now.
Yeah,
It was
that's
wild.
creepy.
Speaking about weird techie music, did you see the clip from Apollo 10 that they just released?
No.
Apollo 10, apparently one of the classified recordings from the ship was apparently declassified and finally brought to public, and the astronauts actually heard this really weird eerie music for almost an entire hour and were commenting on it as they were flying through space.
It's like a horror film.
Dude, it was I
Yeah.
mean, like it's pretty creepy. Go look it up. It's everywhere right now.
Everybody's saying we miss
I
Kristen.
need to say I miss
Yeah.
Kristen more often. She showed up.
I miss Kristen. I miss all of you guys. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. It's
I
like
know.
Yeah,
2 shows?
has it been 2 shows? I think it's been one.
No, I thought
right?
you were here
It's been
last
2
week.
weeks, but 1 show.
No,
The week
he was here
before-
last week, wasn't he?
No, you weren't. He wasn't here last
The
week.
week before
Oh.
last week.
And then no, so it was 3 weeks because the week before that was Super Bowl.
The
We
week
skipped.
before last week, we didn't do a show.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And then last week,
I
was
forgot, yeah, I
coming, and
completely
was
forgot
sick.
about
Yeah, it's been a while
Right,
since
yeah.
we've
Yeah.
seen you. Yeah, that's
That's
true.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm scared how big I'm gonna get.
It's
How
a
big I
baby.
look.
You're pregnant.
I know, but still, it freaks me out.
This is what happens.
Oh,
This is what happened. He's got a point.
It's freaky though.
It's a little
Man.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be kind of jarring though to go from like, I mean, you're very thin, and to go from that to having the baby bump in a matter of
Be careful.
a
Be
few
careful.
months.
What? No, it's not.
I'm right.
Be careful.
I'm not fat. I know.
No, and I use my words carefully. That's
to
baby
go from
bump.
skinny to just a fat whale. It's just
No,
the
it's
worst.
just funny because, like, without seeing my arms, like, I look like. No, my face still looks the same.
No, you
No,
really
you don't,
look
yeah,
the same.
It's just the
It's all belly.
yeah.
It really is all belly.
Yeah.
There's no weight in your face or anything like
Good. For now.
You've done well.
I'm gonna swell.
I don't know. You might not.
Well, so far, I mean, do you want to get into like how much weight you've gained?
I don't know. I only got 13 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a big deal because they're so low.
That's
Like that's
like nothing.
Right,
insanely
that's,
low.
That's very light.
And the
That's-
thing is, I don't, like, eat that well.
Like, do you mean not eat a lot or do you eat bad food?
I eat bad food.
Both.
A little bit of both,
Oh.
right?
Yeah. No, not like I'm going out to get fast food. Like, never.
Not that I'm
Right.
anybody to talk about that.
No.
But versus like the women that like I have to eat 1 piece of chicken with asparagus every day.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like
I'm glad this came up because I was kind of wondering, like, what's it like a normal meal for you, Andrew? Like, what do you typically eat throughout
Oh,
the week?
God. His meals.
Because you've mentioned that a couple of times, and then for some reason, I don't know why.
My
Jen
normal
and I
meal is
got to talking.
Code Red
Wait.
and some
Yeah.
pumpkin Twizzlers.
Really?
not,
Wait,
not that
He
bad,
was
but
saying, Jen and I what?
Well, because Jen and I got to talking one night. I don't know why. I think we were eating dinner or something. And then she had said, like, some weird random... She's like, what do you think Andrew and Kristen are having for dinner right now? And I was like, I don't know what they eat. Like, that's a good question. And then I was like, I remember Andrew saying he eats a lot of, like, quick meals at work.
I always eat like TV dinners or I go out to lunch. I
Yeah.
do 3 days a week. I bring in like a Marie Calendar dinner,
Okay.
and then 2 days a week I go to like Taco Bell or Wawa.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. The reason he is so thin, he doesn't eat. There'll be some days where he'll eat one thing a day.
Like
Yeah.
one meal, yeah.
One
That's
meal.
insane, dude.
And he doesn't eat breakfast. He won't snack, but he does drink.
So even though I might eat like an 1800 calorie meal, that might
Yeah.
be my only meal that day. So
yeah, but dude, that doesn't mean anything because I've done that myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to. When I was actually at my biggest, that's what I was doing. Like there was one day where I was home, you know, on a day off, and I realized that like 6:30 at night I haven't eaten a damn thing all day, and I'm like shit,
Uh-huh.
you know. And I went and I ate, and I think I just went to like McDonald's. It was right down the street, and I got a meal, and I came back. That's the only thing I ate, you know, and I still look like this. So that I don't think attributes to.
Eh.
Look, Huss is right. Drew eats Code Red and washes it down with a 3-liter of Gatorade.
Gatorade right here. Cheers to that.
Although your
So
diet,
funny.
and I think we've definitely talked about this. Your diet now is better than
Oh yeah.
it was like when before you like even you knew him. Like it was Twizzlers and Code Red, and that was
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Every night.
Like we would go to Wawa on like when we would do like the movie stuff. We would go to Wawa to get food, and we'd have like bags of like a sandwich or something like that. He'd just have Twizzlers and a Code Red, and that's all.
Well,
he
that
had.
was my power food, especially when
Yeah,
I
power
was studying. I would be up till 3-4 a.m. when I was at Drexel studying, doing homework. I would always go to CVS at like 2 in the morning. They knew me there. the woman there 2 a.m, and I would grab Code Red and Twizzlers, and that was pretty much every night.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, oh, I can't get through this entire night without some candy and some Mountain Dew while I'm
That's so
studying.
funny, dude.
If I didn't tell him, Andrew, go eat a lunch meat sandwich, sometimes I don't think he'd eat it all.
That's crazy. Do you don't eat, like, a regular breakfast?
I never eat breakfast.
Really?
I'm not a breakfast guy. You guys know that. I hate breakfast.
I didn't know that.
No,
No?
I thought we had that conversation. He hates breakfast foods.
I didn't know that. I knew you didn't like breakfast foods,
Yeah.
but I thought you still ate something for breakfast.
The only thing I'll ever eat breakfast food wise is cereal for one,
Yeah.
and maybe like waffles.
True cereal.
Right now I want to say Lucky Charms.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
What about you?
Not my go-to. I actually like the weird plain cereals. I have organic Honey Nut O's right now. They're so good, dude.
I
Yeah.
prefer that though.
They're
Danny's
really
like
good.
on this. Danny's on this kick where she's in love with like Cocoa Pebbles, and I bought her a box, and this was like a couple weeks ago that I bought it for her, and she didn't eat much. I had one the one morning. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like making eggs. I'm just gonna get a bowl of cereal. I immediately poured it out. I had one spoonful, and I'm like, this
Yeah.
is horrid.
It
I
gets
can't
to
do
a
this.
point where it's like too sugary.
yeah.
Like, don't get me
Even
wrong,
Lucky Charms I don't think is to that level, but Cocoa.
Right, no, like that's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can do like I've had Lucky Charms just like on a goof
Yeah.
like me and her and everything like that. Even like French Toast Crunch or whatever when they brought that back. I had
Right.
that.
Well, I think
But
they still have that, right?
Yeah, still around.
they brought it back again, for a little while.
That's
I don't
my
know if
my favorite. Like I like that shit when I was a kid. My favorite like sugary crap cereal was like the Waffle Crisp, easily. Hands.
Oh,
See, I
Waffle
haven't
Crisp
done
is
anything
great. Oh,
like
it's
that
so
in a
good.
long time.
No, not anymore. My favorite regular cereal, I love Special K and Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah,
So
those are both
good.
great. Yeah,
The
those are
bomb.
go-tos.
I love Honey Bunches of Oats, but I've been eating Fruit Loops, my guilty pleasure.
Mm.
The only thing is they turn your bowel movements green.
Do they really?
what that was.
That's
And with
interesting.
that, I'll end the conversation because it just went to poop. And also, I need to say 2 more things. Puss does not have a Taco Bell where he lives.
That's
which is
fucked up.
Weird.
Wait, really? They don't
I
have
haven't been
Taco
to
Bell?
Taco Bell in like
He
3
said,
years.
"What
Wow.
WTF is Taco Bell?" and he spelled it wrong. Tacho.
Well,
I feel like that's
design
a
and
joke.
build Taco Bells,
Right.
so I will make sure that you get a Taco Bell. No, actually, I'm
Taco
And I
Bell.
feel
really.
I feel actually worse for the people that were like, "What's a Wawa?"
Yeah, that's
Well,
There was a
that's-
few of
yeah.
them in there, and that sucks.
I have 2 more things to say. Rick says, "Have you had any good cheese lately?" Yes. Mozzarella, provolone, and American are sitting in there right now. And I love the little shredded mozzarella cheese. I could eat a whole bag.
What, like the fine shredded that they just put out
Yes.
again? I just got a thing of that
Yes.
for
You
pasta.
ever
the
get
other
down
day.
with those little baby bells? They're pretty
Oh,
good.
The Baby Bells? No, I don't like thick cheese. It has to be thin.
It's like
It has
creamy.
to be-
It's almost like.
Are you not
cream
like a
cheese,
brie
though.
person? You can't do
No.
that.
Ooh.
No.
I don't like brie, but I like the baby.
I
bells.
couldn't get into
Guys, I
brie.
think we're getting to a point where on our official The Level Up Network Neo Gap topic, they're going to start complaining
Yeah, probably.
that we've talked 20 minutes about food.
I have to
Probably
say one more
right.
thing
Talk
to a
about, yeah,
comment.
it's pretty off right
And
now.
Mr. Famous, I did see your comment, and you're bringing the Miami Heat.
What?
He's from Miami, I
Oh,
remember.
welcome to
Mr.
Miami.
Famous is from Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
I am
Thanks,
7
Drew.
months.
7 months.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
Alrighty, let's get into the official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called The Level Up Show Has No Game. It is 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Are we ready, fellas?
Right.
Yeah.
We've been ready, right? Alright, let's get into it. First up. It's all movies tonight for the most part. First up is... Where's my papers are in there. Wolverine is confirmed. Not confirmed. I think it's rumored right now, right?
I don't know if there been anything
My
official. Do you know, Dean? I feel
I
like
don't
you would.
believe so, no.
About the R rating.
The R rating, exactly.
Right.
Of course, coming off the heels of Deadpool,
Yeah.
which had a miraculous opening weekend,
God, it's
$133 million, just crushed. They had a $58 million budget. Everybody's now like, holy shit,
Just
can we get
reached-
away with doing R-rated movies?
Just
And-
reached
yeah.
Yes.
492 worldwide.
Jesus.
right here.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
That's amazing.
They
It's
must be
fucking
so happy.
And well, you know, here's what's awesome. Let's not. I don't want to get too much off on that. So let's talk about Wolverine. This could be a great thing. This could also
Yeah.
be a terrible thing because what I'm fearful of now is everybody is going to want to do an R-rated superhero movie. And we don't need that.
Yeah.
The nice thing about Deadpool is that he is so obscure and he's so out there and random. Now Wolverine is perfect for that because Old Man Logan is a very dark story, and that's kind of what a lot of people.
That's the thing. I
are
agree. I
hoping
don't
they're
want
going with.
everyone to be like.
Jump on that
It
bandwagon.
needs to be radar, blah
Right.
blah. But Wolverine kind of, I always felt like
Yeah,
needed
that's the
to
one
be
that does
Wolverine.
fit. And Spawn is the other one.
Yeah.
Spawn
yeah,
totally
was great.
fits.
Wasn't the original Spawn R-rated movie
Nope,
anyway?
PG-13.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
They did all that with
Friends,
PG-13.
level up.
Yep.
I do think.
Wow.
I think they should finish out Hugh Jackman's Wolverine story and just keep it PG-13. The next one, maybe whatever, if they do like a Tom
Night, Kristen.
Hardy type of
Good night,
guy as
Kristen.
Wolverine. Night,
Whatever.
Kristen.
Good night. I'm not going up right this second.
Okay.
I think they should go rated R with that.
You know, I agree.
Yeah.
I do think that the Hugh Jackman Wolverine has been PG-13. Let's
They
keep
should
it that
just
way.
keep it
And
that
then the next iteration, whatever
it's
it
kind of like
becomes.
you're abandoning the fan base that's behind Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. if you
Right.
do it.
Right, because
It's not
Hugh
right.
Jackman isn't really the
He's not
normal
He's
Wolverine.
not that Wolverine. No,
Right.
like, I
like,
said,
could you
get,
imagine
like,
Hugh Jackman like cutting off heads
No,
and
it's
shit?
not-
Like, no.
It's not
I
right.
can't
And I feel like
imagine
his
that.
personality doesn't like that. Like he's a very wholesome guy.
Yeah.
When you like, you know,
Oh,
I'm pretty,
100% he is. Yeah, in
he's
real
extremely
life,
wholesome, yeah.
especially.
So I feel like I would go. So I agree with that. I would rather that way.
Next up, this one I'm so happy about.
I still haven't seen this.
John Wick Chapter 2 has been
Interesting.
confirmed. You
Very
haven't seen John Wick?
No, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I missed it in theaters, and every time like you and Pat were gonna like watch it or something
Yeah.
like that, I always missed out. Like the one time they even showed it at like the theater, you know,
Uh-huh.
the dollar drink night or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And we were gonna go, and I think something came up where I wasn't able to go with him, so I keep missing it, and I haven't gone out of my way to go grab it and watch it myself.
Oh, it's so good.
I need to, though.
It is an amazing action movie. It
Yeah.
actually is. You know, the story is
It's
pretty
whatever.
simple,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They
whatever.
killed his dog,
They
and he's out
killed
for
his
revenge,
dog.
right? That's pretty much all it is.
Nobody kills my dog, and he's back. Keanu Reeves is back, and he
amazing.
just slaughters
Right.
so many Russians. I think they were Russians, and it's
think they were.
amazing. It's so good. It's got who's the prick from Game of Thrones? The one
Theon.
Theon.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Theon
yeah,
in it,
Yeah.
and he's a total
You
prick in
still
that
hate him
movie
in
too.
this, yeah.
Wait, so you have seen John Wick?
I watched it with you here.
Oh yeah, you're right. You
Yeah.
did. I forgot
You
all about that.
motherfuckers!
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a drinking game, and that's the
Yeah.
perfect movie for a drinking
Oh,
game.
you're the
Every
worst.
time somebody gets killed, you take a drink, and there were certain points where we were just like,
Yeah.
like this is just
Somebody
insane.
was like, "Well, I wish we kept count of how many guys." I was like, 42. I was like
Wow.
sitting there counting every single one. It was amazing.
Now
dude.
you're going night.
But
Night.
now you're going
Good
night
night.
night.
I got rid of another box.
Okay, cool. Good night. Love you.
Good night, love
You like John Wick, didn't you?
No, because the dog.
Yeah.
All right,
What's
well.
that?
I mean, it was good, but I don't like when dogs.
No, I don't either. But it was a good movie. I was gonna say that this one takes place in London. I think no, Rome. I'm sorry, Rome. But
random.
what? What do they do? Like, do they kill his dog
They kill
again?
his
Yeah,
cat.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, like seriously, there's almost like a spoof of this movie coming called Keanu.
Right, yeah.
And then John Wick 2 is gonna come right after that.
I did
love it.
enjoy that movie. It was good.
I'm excited. I need to watch it. I need to get on this. Train.
Get on that.
It's
It's
not
good.
like I said. It's not because I don't want to. it's
Ooh,
just I
we
haven't
can know
done
our
it.
exact delay right now. It is 19 seconds.
Nice.
That is awesome. I never.
Why have we never thought to do this before?
I never did that before.
True.
That's awesome. And finally, last topic of the night: Transformers 6, which is going back to being a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
It is going to be a Bumblebee spin-off movie.
All right.
Nope, I'm out.
I've been out.
Yeah, I'm
I haven't watched the Mark Wahlberg. Am I alone?
I watched the.
No, I
opening
watched
of
it. It's so
Okay.
bad.
It's
Is
bad.
it?
It's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's on Netflix, I think, or one of them.
No, Eric and I went to the theater with the intention.
That
of,
sounds like a terrible idea.
It was intentional. I mean, you know, I mean, we obviously
You know what you're
walked
walking
in there
into at
thinking
this
like,
point.
why was this bad? Like, we knew it was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
We wanted
You know
to
what
check
you're
it
getting
out.
into.
But they have the
Yeah.
sequel. Any other information about it besides Michael Bay?
No, I'm
Because
just.
better story.
Okay.
The Ninja Turtles movie. I don't know if you saw the new stuff that came out for it, but I saw a new trailer for it. Dude, it actually looks pretty good.
Dude,
No,
I
it does.
said
1990s
the second it came
Ninja
out,
Turtles.
everybody laughed at me. I'm on board for that second Ninja
Dude,
Turtles.
like I'm talking like they even had like the truck and they shoot the
It's
sewer
fucking
grates out of
awesome.
it.
Casey
out of the front of the
Jones,
truck.
Arrow, Green
It
Arrows.
looks
Casey Jones.
legitimately like
I'm in, dude.
Only
Like,
I'm down on still
1990s
is
part.
Megan Fox.
yeah,
I just
feel
can't
like
get
she's
behind
really-
Yeah,
that.
she sucks, but I like to look at her.
But
Well, yeah. I'll give you that.
So that's all that
For
it
sure.
really takes.
but
But
no, I feel
what I
like
want to
that's
talk
gonna be
about
better
is like,
Michael Bay one.
how do you get away with a Bumblebee movie? This character
know,
doesn't
man.
even talk.
Yeah, it's the one character who doesn't speak.
I don't feel like that's a
negative.
negative thing, and I feel like that's the most popular. I mean, obviously for us, Optimus Prime is the clear go-to.
Yes.
But a lot of the kids have apparently related to Bumblebee because they made him a focal point
I
of
love
the first few
Bumblebee.
music, and I like him.
I understand.
You know, I don't think it's a problem that he doesn't talk. I just think that why is this needed? Why did who sat there and was like, you know what would be a great idea? You know how everybody likes Transformers? Well,
Yeah.
fuck the rest of them. Let's just focus on Bumblebee.
I'm sure the deep lore of Transformers 5 will set this up perfectly.
I think probably the best thing they could do is make this very Iron Giant in feel.
Yeah,
where it's
for
just
sure.
about
Dude.
it's about a boy and his
That's kind of
giant
like Transformers
robot.
1.
A little
kind
bit.
of had that kind of vibe.
Yeah, you got that Bumblebee vibe in that one, and if they could entirely focus on that in this
Yeah.
one, you might get like an emotional connection, and that would be the
Yeah,
crux of the
good
movie.
point.
I would
I
hope.
could see that.
All right, that is the Level Up Show Has No Game, the official non-gaming portion of the show.
Real quick side note: I did see a movie this weekend that I thought was a lot
Oh.
better than I thought it was going to. I took Danny to see Kung Fu Panda 3.
Was it good?
At first, I
heard
thought
it
I
was
was like, I went into this thinking like, man, this is gonna be shit. Like, I hate sequels for kids movies in general. Usually, they're usually trash. And then this one, dude, it's probably one of the coolest movies I've seen in a
I like
long
Kung Fu
fucking
Panda.
I've always liked Kung Fu Panda for the fight scenes.
This I think is the best though.
Yeah?
Like between the fight scenes and the story and everything, like the way and like the humor still like you would think at this point like. Especially with no offense to Jack Black, I like him, but you
Yeah.
know his humor is very repetitive. It's
Yeah.
the same stuff.
Yeah,
and I feel
skadoosh.
like right, and they kind of use that, but they actually made fun of it. You know, and there's a part where he goes to use that, and they broke that power, and he's just like, "What? What the? Did they not turn it on? Like you know,
His
they made
skadoosh
fun-
powers?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it is. And it's
Skadoosh?
but it's kind of funny, like the way that they made it. But it was like really like, wow, this is actually it's a pretty powerful movie for a kids movie. So
Nice.
I would definitely
Yeah.
recommend like more than the other two. Like I've seen all
Okay.
the other two.
I would
I would
check it
definitely
out.
recommend seeing this.
This Tuesday, I'm considering seeing The Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard it's a really good horror movie.
You heard
Nice.
it's good. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I mean, have you
anything
seen
about-
Rotten Tomatoes? It's got like an 89%.
No, I don't
Nice.
usually go on there.
Yeah.
that like too much unless I need to look for a movie.
You know how horror movies are. It's tough
Right,
to
well,
get a good
right.
rating. So,
Right.
you know,
It
every time I
follows.
see a horror movie that gets a good rating, I'm like, all right, I'll give this one a chance. Because I'm
Right.
very, very picky when it comes to horror.
Yeah.
There's not too many horror movies that can impress me.
We've had this conversation. We both like neither of us like them that much. That's why
Yeah.
It Follows was so cool to us.
It
'cause
Follows was cool.
You know, a different trend. So.
I agree with that. We are going to get into actually a new segment this week. Dino, I think you should take this one.
All right, cool. We are at.
Nope.
We have not written the right thing.
There you go.
Okay. Then, because it's the new segment.
Yes, it is.
So should I like do fanfare? Should we like announce and like?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the new segment is we're gonna take a community question from our PlayStation 4 community, which you all are encouraged to go and join. How many members do we have there now?
We have 877.
Nice. So yeah, if you're not a member there, go and join. You might get your question pulled, and we'll read it right here. We've pulled a few of one of the more interesting responses.
Well, answers.
The answers of the
Right.
week. I'm the one who gives the question.
Right, Andrew gives a
I
question.
make the questions.
Yes.
Andrew gives the question, and then we'll go on and we'll pull what we feel are some of the best responses, or just interesting responses that we want to share with you guys. So, the question this week is: which video game series do you feel would make for the best TV show? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of good responses.
IXMX Emers. Is that how you pronounce that?
Emrys.
Emrys responded with, I think a Far Cry type show would be awesome, especially based on Far Cry 3. Best villain, great story.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
I like that.
It was a good villain. We just had a discussion about that today. Far
Yeah,
Cry
it was-
sets up these great villains, then you don't see them for the rest of the game. Like Far Cry 4. Spend the whole game talking on the
That was
radio.
bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Super weird.
That's weird.
Especially because they went all out and got Troy Baker, and then you spend the whole time just hearing from him over your comm. That's it.
Yeah.
Smeghead81 responded with, I think the Witcher series could make for some great TV. Reason being that it has a lot of lore and in-depth characters, not to mention monsters, sex, and violence.
Kind of
He's
sounds like
excited
Game of
about that.
Thrones, right?
Right.
does,
and I
yeah.
feel like I think in theory that would work, but I
Oh,
don't,
Witcher HBO series?
I don't know. I feel here's the problem.
Cannibalization.
Let's
kind
do
of.
it.
Right. Well, you would have the people like, oh, this is just a copy. What the hell is The Witcher? For those that don't know, and then the
Yes
other people
and
would just feel
no,
like
though.
Vikings. Look at Vikings. Vikings is actually
I
a good
feel
show,
like-
but people just don't care.
Game of Thrones is trying to keep it as grounded as they can.
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher would have to be a lot more fantastical, which I think would be cool.
Yeah,
But
but
just kind of let it turn that up to 11. Like they always want to turn it up on Game of Thrones, so like just
Right.
a little.
we'll give him a
The
dragon.
Witcher
this
could be
week.
like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
right.
DeLone Gunman responded with, Red Dead would be a great TV show. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
that would
Especially if done by Tarantino or Rodriguez or both. Also, I think something like Infamous or Fallout are good candidates as well.
Red Dead, totally. I mean, we don't get a lot of Western shows. The only one I can think of right now is the one on AMC, which is called.
Yeah.
I
what's
can't
that
remember
one
what-
called?
Can't remember. I know you're
But that's the
talking
only one I can really think
Is
of.
that
right?
wait? Is it the same one that was on like for a few years? Is it?
I think it's still on. I
'Cause
think.
It has to do with like the railroad.
Yes.
Okay, I watched that for like I can't remember the name. I've watched I think most of the first season, and it was good. I got distracted, and now I just never cared enough to go
Westerns
back.
are kind of making a comeback a little
Yeah.
bit
A
little
right
bit,
now.
yeah.
So it makes sense maybe if somebody would capitalize on that for TV.
Take that, Spielberg.
Infamous would be obviously my draw, but I can't help but feel like it would wind up like
Doing well,
Heroes or like
right?
Yeah.
Powers.
Or Powers.
And
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
Heroes actually had its strong moments.
It did the
Yeah.
first season.
Powers, on the
there was
other
a couple
hand,
moments, yeah.
Not so strong.
Yeah, I feel like, and then Fallout, I could actually see a good Fallout, like just one dude in a wasteland.
that's a
running
tough
into,
one,
like-
right? From a
Yeah.
budgetary standpoint.
Right, yeah.
You'd have to. How do you do Fallout? First of all, that's a huge risk to do a video game TV show in general, but also to do one where you have to create an entire world
For sure.
around a post-apocalypse.
Well, I
That's
mean,
tough.
again, if you do it HBO style, and give it the
Yes.
budget that you need,
It
for it,
has to
can you?
be,
I
yeah.
feel like actually, as much as I didn't care for that game, in the way that everybody else did, I feel like that would actually be a really cool TV show. I feel like caring enough about the other characters and the environments and everything like that, because there's a lot of that game that you don't realize, like, and that people that never played it don't realize, like that. I think actually would probably be, out of all the answers so far, I think like that's actually the most likely that would be a successful TV show.
It might, yeah, I could understand that. Yeah.
We have one more. Matthew Kennard responded with Mass Effect done like Battlestar Galactica about the first Connect War or a Warcraft show about anything.
Yeah, we have to see how the movie does.
That's
right?
gonna be
Yeah, for
terrible.
sure.
I think.
You think it's gonna be
In
terrible?
my
Warcraft
opinion,
movie
honestly,
looks-
I think it's gonna be
looks bad.
awful.
I don't know if it's
I-
going to review bad, but I think it's going to be John Carter levels of
I think so, too.
monetary
Yeah.
failure.
I
you
feel
know?
like no. I feel I honestly can say that the general consensus is going to be at most like a 7.5.
The CGI
Like, it's going
is
to-
just like so bad.
I don't feel. I feel like the fans won't care, but like as a fan of the game, like you're going into the game to grind and everything. Like yes, the lore is cool and everything, but you're mainly going into that game to grind and build up and raid and everything like that. So what about a game in that sense? Like I'm not sitting here pining for a Diablo movie, and you
Yeah, it
see
was
how
a
much I
weird-
play that game.
They literally were like, "What's the most popular game?
Right.
Put it on. Let's go. We'll make a movie."
Like next is going to be the
you didn't even
Minecraft
think about
movie, and
that.
I'm not exaggerating. That's
Or
literally
like
going to
League
come
of
up.
Legends. Like
Yeah.
what?
Like, what about that game do you be like, you know what? I love making you do this on my computer screen, so now I need to see you do it in the movie theater.
Right.
Like, how is that? Like, I don't know. I don't get that.
That is our last response. That is
Cool.
our new statement, community question of the week.
Yeah, we're going to do that every week, guys. So what you can do, as you saw at the very end of that video there, go to the Level Up Network PS4 community. There isn't a search function right now, but if you go to DrewM1788 or you go to any of our profiles, actually, if you're friends with us, you will find in our profile the link for the Level Up Network PS4 community. I post a question of the week every week, and I will do that either tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, we will gather the best responses for next week as well for this segment. Look forward to that every single week from now on. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we will get into the level updates. We'll be back, guys, in approximately 60 seconds.
You don't seem to be too down versus normal, so that's
Yeah,
good.
and my throat's starting to hurt a little bit. That's
Yeah.
why I'm coughing, but trying to hold it back.
We'll get there. We're gonna get this through it.
I'll tell you what,
Seems
man,
like people like that.
that beginning conversation was so
Yeah, I think
entertaining
so.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Like,
Let's go when that happens every now and then.
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we don't do it too often, I think
No,
people
like
can't
all
really
the
get upset
time.
about it, right?
Right.
I mean, I didn't see anybody complaining in the
No,
chat, though.
no,
I saw people liking it, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they can hear us right now for the most part. A lot of them can who don't have ad block. Or
Oh,
do
that's
have ad
right.
block.
I forgot we could do that.
Where you guys come down on this Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare?
I have no intention to buy
Yeah.
it.
Did you play the,
Not my
play
kind
I
of
played the original one
play the
a
original?
lot.
I played it, yeah.
No good. No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
it's
fun.
fun. It's
Yeah.
just not my kind of game.
Yeah, it's not. It's a weird
Gotcha.
style game. But
How do you guys like the banners? Like that?
I
no, I
like it
like
a
it a
lot.
lot.
Looks good.
Especially because we don't have anything going on down there. The only thing I can see that being an issue with
Mhm.
is when we're reading news stories and people are trying to watch
Yeah,
the
it's
video.
10 seconds. I mean,
Right, I don't think it's gonna
and
be
I don't
too
have
bad.
I don't have it on for certain things. Like I don't have it on when Skype is active. I don't have it on when we're doing comments. I don't have it on for trailer of the week. Like there's certain segments where I make sure that it doesn't.
No, it's good.
show up.
That's I like that then.
I like. Yeah. I prefer
In general, I
the
like it a
banners.
lot.
It's every 5 minutes and it's 10 seconds long. About.
Yeah.
Right.
I
I
like it.
figured it's not too intrusive but it's enough that like you see it at least, you know.
Right.
Like the other things, it just kind of faded into the background.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
it was up there and it was scrolling and nobody I think noticed it. But this one, it's like
Right.
it
Plus,
scrolls.
because it animates up, it's like it'll catch your eye.
Yeah.
you know.
And I thought, all right. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 111. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you like what we're doing at any point, please make sure to follow the show at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Like Hyper Mel did. We got another Mel, and she followed us.
you.
Thank you so much. Really
Lots of
appreciate
Mels.
that.
Yeah, we got a lot of Mels lately.
Yeah.
Mels and Leahs seem to be really gravitating towards the level.
Yeah,
up
you're
show.
right. It's I don't know what that's all about, but we don't mind it. We love having Mels. Actually, all the Mels that we have currently are awesome.
Yeah.
We love our Mels.
That's very true.
It's a true story. And follow us on all the other
Mels.
channels as well, guys. As you've seen, we now have a banner that kind of shows up every 5 minutes or so. Use that as an opportunity to check out all of our other channels. We're about to get into the Level Update. This is our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news.
Yeah, it is.
First up, PlayStation VR might be coming fall 2016, according to GameStop. At least that's what we thought at the beginning of the week. VRFocus.com writes, excitement is building in the virtual reality space as PC-based head-mounted display manufacturers Oculus VR and HTC prepare to launch their consumer headsets to the public. Oculus Rift will begin shipping on 28th of March to those that have pre-ordered, while HTC Vive pre-orders are due to open on 29th of February.
It's actually the 28th now.
How about that price, real quick?
Yeah, I actually at first I was negative on it because it's the price point for Vive. For those that don't know, because I don't think you put that as a news story yet, did you?
figured
HTC
we'd merge it into
Vive,
this one.
HTC Vive got announced for pre-orders starting the 28th. Release coming later this year, and I think the price point is $799
Yeah.
for the headset, the controllers, and a couple pieces that go along with it as well. That said, it's actually not that big of a deal. When I'm thinking about more, because I remember originally the biggest concern with the Vive was that people thought it was going to be over $1,000 because it's. I mean, if you're talking about like the high end, highest quality, you know, that you can get out of VR, the Vive so far seems to be it.
Yeah.
It's really pushing the limits of, you know, the quality of the video screen as well as the comfort. You know, everything on it is absolutely amazing, but the price was going to go along with it. So under 1,000 and under 800 for that matter is actually pretty good, especially with the Oculus, which has been met with, you know, this is great. I like this, you know, and it's not, you know, we have. I think for PSVR, we have the lower end expectations.
Right.
Not that it's going to be bad by any means, but it's going to be more about the comfort and, you know, grand.
The
you know,
difference in speculative price point for VR, PlayStation VR, versus something like this is becoming so different that I almost like, is this going to be a different audience that is attracted by both at this point?
Yes.
Like $800 versus potentially $300 for PlayStation VR?
Right, I think that's going to be the thing, is that the PSVR is going to be more for mainstream entertainment, you know, not only for gaming, because we're thinking of it right now, we are thinking of it as a gaming VR setup, a gaming VR rig, but really it's yes, it can be used for gaming, but the other applications, like they said at first, is going to be for entertainment value and virtual travel and everything like that. Vive and Oculus are gaming. This is gaming stuff.
Continuing on, the only other major player is Sony Interactive Entertainment, SIE, with its PlayStation VR. There has been a lot of rumors flying around about when this might happen, but GameStop CEO Paul Raines has let slip the most convincing details so far. In a televised interview with Fox Business News, Raines talked about PlayStation VR, and he said, quote, "We are right now preparing for the launches of the major VR products, so we're in discussion with Oculus, with HTC Vive, and with Sony." He then goes on to add, quote, "It's a big launch for VR. We're getting ready for it. We will launch the Sony product this fall, and we are in discussions with the other two players," end quote. While not an official announcement from SIE, Raines clearly indicates GameStop has been talking to SIE about launch plans, and being one of the largest video game retailers in the world, GameStop will have close ties with the Japanese company through selling the PlayStation 4 console. The fall date is later than previously indicated by SIE, which has consistently stated that PlayStation VR would be arriving in the first half of 2016. Now, here's a little update. GameStop responded to, I think it was another website, saying, quote, "GameStop was speculating, and we have not released any further details on launch timing." That came from Sony. Then GameStop responded to that, saying, "To clarify, Sony has not officially announced a release date for PlayStation VR. Paul Raines did mean, generally speaking, whenever PlayStation VR launches, we will be ready for it and supporting it heavily at launch going into the holiday 2016.
As soon as the story broke, we said something about it in one of the chat rooms that we have, and I said something. I can't remember what one of us said it. I think I was even the one that said it. I immediately was pointing out this was a very generalized statement.
Right.
He said when it launches in the fall. A, you can mess up things in general, but B, I had the utmost, I'm pretty damn confident that this was a mess up by misinterpretation. You know, when I looked into the interview and everything, the way the question was asked and the way it was answered was more so that he was speculating that it was going to be carried by GameStop in the fall,
Right.
not Sony's releasing it in the fall.
Right.
You know, my expectation actually even comes more down to I'm wondering if Sony's going to release it internally first for a little while, as you can only get it through through PlayStation.com or something like that, Sony.com, and then buy it, universally in retail stores later to build hype. But that didn't seem like a very specific statement on date. And then literally not even 12 hours later, all this, oh no, we didn't mean this, and we didn't. Yeah, and it was just like,
Backtracking.
So I mean,
Dean, would you mind posting the poll in the chat room for everybody? We're going to ask you guys, when will a PlayStation VR release, in your opinion? What's your prediction? Now, personally, I think fall might be the better date for PlayStation VR to release.
I disagree completely. That thing would be death for them.
Did that not work?
Yeah, no, you
works.
have to go to a link.
Okay, yeah, that's the way it works. You have to
Yeah, it
go to
works.
Strawpoll. That's what you guys got to go to. Go to strawpoll.com. And it did post a link, right?
Yep.
It did.
Okay, good. I want to make sure that wasn't
Yeah, I think that
blocked.
would be death.
Here's the
Because
thing.
of the dates of the other two.
Yeah, but it would almost be like a console launch if they did fall. Imagine it almost being like a console war, PlayStation VR versus NX.
You could be right, but at the same time, you got to remember too. We've been talking about you have to get ahead. You don't want it to fall on the wayside.
Right.
If they take too long to release this, it's going to be thought of as that Oculus thing or that HTC thing. What is it called? The Vive. And then all of a sudden PlayStation VR. Oh, Sony has a PlayStation VR. What? They're late to the game.
Right.
And all of a sudden because the name becomes synonymous with the other two, you don't want to do that at all. That's what happens with a lot of different things. And being very marketing and retail centric. With what I do, I've seen that in not electronics as much, but even it's appliances. But it's 100%. You need to be out at the same time. There's something that we're kind of battling right now, with another company, because of the timing that our thing was released versus theirs. Even though our thing was actually in R&D before theirs was,
Right.
It's now because they had a month head start on us. We're kind of losing a battle. So
Yeah.
you can't. That's too long, in my opinion.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Horizon 3 might come to the PC as well. Windows Central writes, new rumors about Microsoft's gaming plans for Windows 10 claim that the game company is planning to release a version of its Xbox One racing sim, Forza Motorsport 6, for the PC OS as an exclusive for the Windows Store. According to WP Dang, this is all part of Microsoft's strategy to beef up its Windows 10 game efforts, with the Windows Store as the exclusive outlet. In addition to Forza Motorsport 6, the site claims, via unnamed sources, that Gears of War 4 might also be released for Windows 10, in addition to Xbox One, along with Scalebound. It also mentions a previously unannounced game, Forza Horizon 3, as coming to both Xbox One and Windows 10. Microsoft announced last week that Quantum Break will be released for Windows 10 on April 5th, the same day as Xbox One version, with pre-orders for the console getting the Windows 10 version for free. The company also announced in 2015 that the Xbox One game Gears of War Ultimate Edition, ReCore, Halo Wars 2, and Killer Instinct will all be coming to Windows 10 at some point.
Real quick before we get into discussion of that, guys, the voting is a little differently now. You do have to go to the link in order to vote. It's easier for us to do it this way. It's literally a command now that we can just put into the chat, so that's very quick and easy. So please, if you have access to that, just go to the link. It's very simple, and vote there. And actually, why don't you just post the results right now? Dean, it's !poll space results, I'm pretty sure. And I think that should show it, I hope. It did. So let's see, we had... Who was the winner?
3 and 3.
Tied.
3 and
For
3.
fall and winter.
Some people think it's
Wow.
going into next year.
That's really late.
Yeah. So it's a
I
possibility.
don't see that coming.
But I think that they've been so adamant about it being this year. I do think it'll hit 2016 fall at the latest. So going back to this story that you just read,
That's cool. That's really good, actually, for a lot of different reasons.
it's good and bad, obviously.
Okay.
Some people are obviously very upset about this because they feel like they bought this console expecting certain things to be exclusive. A lot of people that own an Xbox might have a PC that is up to snuff, can play these games.
There's also might be a lot of people that don't.
Right.
And also you got to remember too that they're the same. Microsoft. If you're buying something that says that's Microsoft, you have to kind of expect at this point they're going to be, they're going to converse with each other and they're going to kind of share a lot of these things. It actually bothers me more so that's taking this long for them to share these things.
Do you think that it's them saying, crap, like Xbox One is not doing as well as we wanted it to, maybe we should try and see if PC can get a return, like a comeback.
Could be
not
that.
that it ever went away, but
Right. I feel like it could be that, but I also think it's a lot more of preparing for the future.
Right.
Xbox. Like we've talked about this before. The next console generation might be completely different than we're planning, and I don't actually think that Microsoft's going to have an Xbox whatever. Or if they do, it's not going to be in the console sense that you're thinking of. It's going to be a PC. It's going to be very kind of like Steambox power, oriented, where it's a PC and a game console. It's a game, it's a game ready PC kind of thing. But this is going to it's not going to have its own separate marketplace. You are going, when you develop games for the next Xbox version, you are going to develop them for PC in general.
Right.
So I think this is starting to get developers used to developing for the same console.
One thing I think they need to be careful of is it's okay if it comes out on both, but announce it as being on both.
I agree with that.
They need to be very
100%.
careful of that. They can't announce the game as being Xbox One exclusive and then 6 months later, 3 months before it releases, be like, oh, it's D&D on PC as well.
I hope that they kind of more so avoiding that. I kind of hope they do a more centric store, Microsoft exclusive, not Xbox exclusive. Name it a Microsoft exclusive because Microsoft owns Windows.
Yeah,
so
it's
that
kind of
would
a weird
be.
thing.
I know it's gonna sound. It sounds like I'm whatever. I don't know the phrase.
Obviously Microsoft does own Windows, but it feels like I don't think people look at it that way as like, oh, if I'm playing on PC, I'm supporting exclusively Microsoft.
Well, no, because you can get it on Steam,
right?
Or you can get it on Green Man Gaming, or
exactly.
all these other, so if you say it's Microsoft exclusive and you can only get it through the Windows 10 store, or the Xbox Marketplace, you're still getting it through a Microsoft-owned source.
So you think that those would never show up on Steam?
Not that they will. Not unless they're
I think they did say. I think Steam came out and said that these won't show up on Steam.
Well,
if I remember right.
So I
am
very much in support of it not showing up on Steam for that reason. If it's exclusive, because like I said, I think it's a universal marketplace at this point.
Gotcha. Dean, go ahead. You're up.
Guillermo del Toro says he'd only ever make a video game with Kojima. IGN's Mitch Dyer writes, Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro have spoken openly about their plans to collaborate in the past, and the duo was still very interested in partnering on something. Kojima reaffirmed his enthusiasm for working with del Toro, saying, of course, he'd love to work on a game, a movie, I don't care, we'll do it. Guillermo del Toro said he's done with game development, except with his man, referring to Kojima. I'll do whatever the fuck he wants. I feel extremely free right now, Kojima said. I'm trying to make a big, very edgy game with a small team. I have to do something that's exactly what I want to do. Del Toro emphasized the importance of freedom paired with ambition, explaining that success can be defined as fucking up on your own terms. Speaking of Kojima's new game with Sony, Kojima gave minor details in the game, saying to GameSpot, Sony is supporting us to make a big game that's edgy with a strong story that gives the player a lot of freedom.
Yeah, that last one I especially was fond of. I do like the idea of him focusing on story with his next game at Kojima Productions. But going to the Guillermo del Toro thing, there's been a lot of discussion right now. DICE, they had a thing between him and Kojima. Kojima got a huge standing ovation. We'll talk about that later. But, where there's smoke, there's fire. And right now, they could totally do a rip-off of Silent Hills, call it something else.
Well, isn't there something that's planned that's going to be kind of Silent Hill Z that they were talking about? I feel like there was something I read about.
There's a game that just came out that's very Silent Hills-esque, very PT-esque.
Yeah.
A lot of after PT came out, it seemed like a lot of people were like, "Oh, let's just copy this formula," and especially since this was canceled, people are going to be wanting this kind of game. But as far as we know, the game that Kojima is working on is just this open, story-focused, edgy game. We don't know if that means horror. I have a feeling that it is going to be horror-esque. Everything that we've seen so far with what Kojima's interested in, even his
edgy
production logo is kind of a little it's got the skull and it just feels very horror-esque.
Right.
I think that's where Kojima's going, and I hope to God Del Toro's involved.
That would be
so
amazing.
Cool.
I mean, the whole thing with them meeting at their house, the one was it Guillermo's house? I think Kojima went to. I think it was.
Yeah, we saw that on Twitter. Them together.
Yeah, and so and didn't he visit him when he came to the States just again recently?
They've been seen together.
Yeah,
a few times,
multiple times. So I feel like there's a lot more going on with that than we think. I feel like they're trying to keep it as secret as possible. The problem is everybody's looking for that to happen, so you can't keep it too secret.
Right. Was there a poll on
yeah,
that
there's
one?
a poll on that. So
I just started it.
cool.
Thank you.
Great.
And
So,
last
the
story
poll.
on this segment.
Yeah, so Sony has opened up signups for the PS4 firmware beta. PlayStation Blog writes, last September, we put a call out to PS4 owners to test out our next system software update, and since we're getting close to the release of our next update for PS4, we want to do it again. Starting February 17th, the other day it actually was, you can sign up to be a beta tester and get a sneak peek at some of the features making their way to PS4. Did you guys all sign up?
I did, yes.
I did. You did not?
Even here's the thing, I know you're kind of worried about betas and whatnot. Just because you sign up and you get access to it doesn't mean you actually have to download it. So
Right.
you might want to at least sign up for it, and then we
Yeah.
will let you know.
Yeah.
It's good. Don't worry.
Right.
Download it.
Because that way, if one of us doesn't get it, we can always get it off of you if you end up not wanting it or something like that. Because it's kind of a
Just so at least one of us can let
Try
our
it
viewers
out.
know
Right.
this is what the firmware is like. At least
because it's right. It's nice to know in advance. But anyway, the beta program will kick off in early March, and if you're part of the program, you'll receive an email with instructions on downloading the system software. You can roll back to the previous system software at any time, so don't worry about downloading the beta. In order to sign up, you'll need a PS4 with an internet connection and a master account. We'll share more details on the new features you'll be able to test when the beta begins. A survey, though, in spring offered some insight into what might be offered in the next big firmware update. The survey asked what PS4 users most desired, and some of the options included folders, appearing offline, online friend notifications, PSN ID changing, PlayStation Store wish list, and more. There's actually a few more, and one of them
there
was
were
really
several.
minor that I actually really liked, and I can't remember what it was now. But it was something that it didn't seem to get a lot of attention. But
hiding things from your library, maybe something like that. They had a lot of
Maybe.
weird ones in there.
Yeah, but there was and it wasn't folders in the way that we're thinking of. It was kind of like a most recently used and most used and stuff like that.
It looks
So-
like the first thing named by GFN is, "Hey guys, folders, please." That is
Right.
very much a desirable
I
one.
feel like that's the most important to us. I feel like that actually gets more desire than name changing at this point.
According to the PlayStation blog, they have that upvote downvote system.
Yeah.
Name changing is still number
Number
one.
one.
Folders is up there though, if I remember right. Folders is pretty high up there. I can't remember the full list, but yeah, folders would be awesome. But I've talked about this before. I'm more into things that I haven't thought about. That's what excites me.
Right, those are the cool things. And
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that.
Give me
100%.
something like share play, something nobody expected.
Right.
That I think that's really cool when they add those
You
features.
use that by the way?
wish
I've
list
never
is-
used it,
is
but I'm
big
just
for
saying,
me.
I like the innovation.
Sorry, what'd you say?
The wish list is big for me.
The wish list
I
is
do
really
agree.
nice.
I'm
I like that a
constantly
lot.
wishing I had a wish list on there.
When we were going through, because I've been planning to get the Vita for, God, 2 months now.
Yeah, wow.
And when we first talked about it, I've been going to the store and everything like that, and adding games to my wish list just for later on when I do go to buy them. So that's actually been really, really handy.
Raj Mark asks, "Are you taking Skype calls tonight?" Yes,
what a
we are.
conveniently placed question.
Yes,
Right now.
yes. Go ahead and call in. While we wait for a call, we'll continue discussing this. Is there any features that hasn't been thought of yet, or at least hasn't been named, that you personally have been like, "This would be awesome if they added this," but nobody's thought of it?
I feel like yes, but I'm not thinking of it.
It's what hasn't been done already? What could they possibly do? The one thing is maybe the trophies thing we talked about, where they could actually make it something where it gives you
Yeah, that
rewards in
would be
return.
cool.
That would be
The
really
only
cool.
other
even
one
if
I
it's
can
like-
think of is being able to actually pin things to your media bar.
Like Xbox. Yeah.
Right, just
Tiles.
have what you want. Pull things off and put just what you want there in the order you want there.
Hey Jose, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How's it going, man? What do you want to talk about tonight?
My experience with the Division beta.
With the Division beta. Cool. Yeah, go ahead. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah? Anything you sounded kind of lukewarm on that, though.
I was at first. I was lukewarm at first, but then I played the first few hours. Granted, there's not much to do, but I'm like, after the first session I had, I'm like, this is great. So I pre-ordered it on the spot.
So what? I can't. Did you played the first beta, right?
No, I played the open beta. I didn't play the closed.
Okay, you didn't play the closed. I'm actually no offense. I'm hoping to find out from somebody who did play the closed beta what the differences were and what their impressions are now, because I not that I have a lot of mixed feelings, but there definitely was a lot of things that raised some flags. I put pins in, okay, I have to be concerned about this, I have to look out for this, see if they address this issue. And I know they said that they were changing a lot of stuff that seemed good. I didn't get into the beta this weekend, but so I mean,
I did get into it, actually. I just haven't played it. Yeah, I downloaded it. It's on my console. When does it end, anyway, the beta?
That's like tomorrow morning.
tomorrow
Yeah.
morning. Yeah, I probably won't get around to playing
Oh,
it
that
then.
sucks.
I did download it just in case. I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it out. But
It's probably worth trying if you,
Yeah.
if you could have gotten a chance. But what were your thoughts? I mean, in general, what was your takeaway on like your favorite parts and things that you didn't like?
I don't know if there's any. I think the one thing I'm actually afraid of is like people like going rogue just to troll people.
Right.
Like when the official game comes out, like if you like, let's say you have a squad of people and one person decides to be a dick and go rogue on everyone else.
right,
I mean,
it's going to happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing that comes down to is, and it's kind of like there. All right, so the only way that you can do that is in the dark zone.
Right.
So you have to physically elect to go in there. You have to go out of your way to go into the dark zone. Agree that the dark zone is going to be where people can do this, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Which
so
is
you
a
don't
smart
have
decision,
to go
yeah.
right, so, which is great. The problem that comes in, so that at that point, it's like it's taking the blame off of Ubisoft's back. You know, they can be like, "Well, you chose to go in there." That's don't complain about an issue that you didn't have to choose. But at the same time, you're putting the best loot in that section, so like you almost are forced to go into the dark zone. So it's like, yes, you didn't have to, but so it's like kind of like a very double-edged sword.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's rough. So I agree with what he's saying.
It's gonna be one of those things where they figure it out as it goes along. They might modify things. They might have to tweak things if they
Right.
realize that it's becoming a frustrating.
Well, they
aspect
did
of the
definitely
game.
added some stuff where people are marked differently. Like originally, it was if you shot me, by accident, you were marked rogue. Pretty well. Now it's kind of like an indicator.
Yeah, you should have like a
grows and-
reputation.
Yeah, it kind of grows in color, kind of like a
Yeah.
yellow to red.
Yeah. Just so
type
like
thing.
when you're getting somebody, I guess anybody can join your team in this game. Is that the way it works? Really? Like, will you just see people in this world? And it's
Yeah,
like,
you
hey,
have to.
wanna be on my team?
I can send you an invite.
Okay.
I can select you.
I
and send you an
don't
invite
like
for
if
that.
I'm like I don't know how it works, but if I'm roaming this world and I just see somebody random, it'd be nice if their name next to it, like you said, had like a color.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you can.
So I
see,
can be like, all right, this guy's a dick. His reputation shows he's a dick.
oh,
I'm
like
not
in
going-
general, like compared to other
Yes,
times,
like
this
it gives
guy
you
could
like
be.
you form a reputation in this
That would
world.
actually, that would actually be a really
But
cool.
one thing I did take away, I will say they should have opened more of the city up.
The city.
Well,
Well,
maybe the
again,
whole
it's a
thing's
beta.
back, yeah.
The one thing, the biggest complaint from everybody was like, why is this 25 gigs or however big it is? It's because they gave you access to the entire game database and just restricted off areas. So yes, it would be nice to get that, but that's also what the full game release was for.
So you're saying that we're getting like that the whole game's 25 gigs on release, or is it going to be more?
I'm gonna bet it's gonna be more, considering how big Destiny was with a few of the DLC packs, and from what I'm seeing in this, there's a lot more into it. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be about 30 something gig to
Now-
30 plus
Now,
actually.
a question I have, like my final question, do you see this like dying off like Evolve or having a strong community?
It's coin flip.
If I were to guess, personally, I think it dies off.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this is a game that's forgotten in 3 months.
Wow.
I
wouldn't
honestly
guess that.
do.
If I would say after like the fall release slew,
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But as I see it lasting until at least that.
I think it really comes down to the support that Ubisoft
Yeah.
gives it post-launch.
But I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad as Evolve. Evolve
No, I
was
agree.
gone within like a week.
Yes, Evolve was going really fast.
It's
I don't know if
$10
Evolve
right
ever
now.
was there.
It's $10
Yeah.
right now. It's
I
so
don't think
weird.
it'll be on Evolve levels, Jose, but my opinion is that Ubisoft needs to work hard to keep this in people's minds and hearts.
Can we just take a side note real quick? Evolve is cheaper than Knack.
Is it? Because NAC was down to $8 recently.
Yeah, but it's back up. Now
Okay.
Evolve is now down to $10.
We're going to be talking about NAC in a moment.
Yeah, we will.
Jose, thanks for calling in, man.
No problem.
All right, level up.
Level up, dude.
All right, before we head to commercial break, Dean, will you reveal the results of the most recent poll?
Yes, it's iPoll space results.
It is exclamation point poll.
Oh, that's
Space
it.
results.
Space results.
Exclamation point I, same thing.
And the winner is 6 votes for yes, but on something completely different.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't. It can't be Silent Hills, right?
Right.
But it could be Silent Hills like.
Right, it's they own the name, they own the story that they made.
I don't know what they own. I don't know
I'm
what
pretty sure I
Kojima
remember
can
the-
take. They
no,
can't take the
the-
name.
No,
They
well,
can't
they
be
no,
Silent
can't
Hills.
take. No, yeah, they can't take the. But I'm pretty sure they own the rights to that story too, which is why PT was pulled.
That
but-
I don't know.
We even reported on that.
Did
I
we?
think. Yeah, I think it was like.
I would imagine Konami would have a hold on all aspects of.
Yeah,
that
that's what
game.
I'm saying. Like every part of it. So like.
Oh,
the-
okay. You're saying Konami does?
Yeah, no,
Yes, okay.
Kojima doesn't have anything.
That's
He
what I
can't
was saying,
use.
yeah.
He can't use the name. He can't use the story. He can't use the characters. Right? Like he can't use pretty much anything that was connected to that game is scrapped. So they would have to start from the ground up, and they could make it a similar feel, but they would have to go about it in different ways.
Right. Brad, sorry, how about you call in on the next segment, man? And to Ghost, I don't know what you're apologizing for, but it's all good. No worries. All right, let's go to a quick commercial break first. Okay. I'm going to blow my nose and stuff upstairs, clear myself out, and I'll be back. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Sounds
Hold on tight, guys.
How you feeling?
Tired.
I was gonna say, you seem to have gone, like, you came in and you're like, I can do this, and you kind of, like, on an increasingly downhill slope.
I was pretty much always at the level.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it's not great, dude.
Did you ever get the, what was it, neti pot that Drew was saying?
No, it's not.
Those things kind of weird me out.
Yeah, I don't think it's really gonna.
I don't want to shove water in my nose.
No, I think
It's
I might
called
need
drowning.
if it's just severe enough to like throw my head off this badly, I think I'll probably need some kind of like antibiotics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked her if you got the neti pot.
I have a neti pot, yeah.
I know. I don't like that. I feel like that's called drowning. Like, I don't want to shove water in my...
It doesn't go down your
orifice.
throat if you do it right. If you lean the right way, it literally
Just
it
pours
goes
through.
in one nostril and out the other. It just
That's
goes
so
through your
weird.
sinuses.
Ugh.
Yeah, if that's the thing is like if your head's leaning back, it'll go down.
Right.
But if you're leaning
No,
forward,
like a lot of people do it over a sink. And
you have to.
yeah.
You have to lean forward and tilt like that, and you should be able to get it right. All right.
Italian Mob, yes, I am getting Far Cry Pyro.
Comes out Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
out. Is it Tuesday or tomorrow? Somebody said tomorrow.
Maybe he's
It's
saying
always
like a
Tuesday.
midnight
Always
launch. Or
Tuesday.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I'm going to get it Tuesday. I'm actually switching my days. I'm working tomorrow. I'm
Games
taking
and
off Tuesday.
movies are always
No, well,
Tuesdays or
that's-
Fridays.
I've seen them released on Monday, too, a couple times. And a Wednesday one time.
Name it.
I can't remember what it was because it pissed me off that it released on a Wednesday. I remember
Never
that.
heard of that. The only ones I've ever seen stray from either Tuesday or Friday would be Nintendo. On
Yeah,
Sunday.
Yeah,
Fridays.
Sundays.
Fridays, right? Don't they do Fridays?
Well, they do usually, but like
Fridays
a lot
or
of
Sundays.
like I know
Sometimes they get
Skylanders
Sundays.
releases on a Sunday. I know a
Yeah,
few
Disney
Nintendo
Infinity
games.
did a Sunday.
Yeah. I worked at
Interesting.
GameStop when that came out. Still.
All right, welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 111. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please make sure to follow the show at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show, like these two people did. Thank you to Funny Oreo and also to Hyper Mel from earlier in the show. Really appreciate those. Keep them coming, guys. And, of course, share the show. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you can. Bring in your dedicated friends and family that love gaming. And let's build this community here on the Level Up Network. And, of course, as the banner scroll, don't forget to follow all of our other channels. We're going to get into the trailer of the week. Let's do it, guys. Do it to it, Laws. Not an Adam Sandler reference, but still a good one.
Close enough.
What is that from? Do I know?
That's from Heavyweights.
1-0.
I did know that.
Buddy.
Yeah. Joe Gunn for 220 pounds.
Yeah. Doesn't sound bad. I feel like it sounds intentional. So don't worry about too much. But we can find a way to fix it yet.
This is cool as shit.
Have you not seen this?
No.
Yeah, this is the Gravity
I don't want
game.
to be an astronaut.
Did you?
Yeah, I always had a weird like thing. It's not like, like kids always with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like space for me.
Danny's been really into space stuff lately. I had to show her Google Earth.
Brad, this is not a song from The Evil Within. I hope you realize that. This is a pretty classic song.
They copped this song from the Eagles.
It's called Claire de Luna. Nobody can cop this song.
Right? Wow, that sounds like Midnight Sonata. They grabbed that from this movie. No, that's not how it works.
A lot
why
of things
isn't
have used this song.
Why doesn't this get like I haven't heard half as much?
Really?
Really?
We talked about it before.
We have talked about it, but like compared to like No
Right.
Man's Sky,
Right.
this looks way fucking cooler than No Man's Sky to me.
I'm surprised. 'Cause I would think it would be like, oh, it's kind of charming.
It's not like you guys totally misinterpreted.
No, I got
what
you. I
mean
just,
by
like,
that,
busted.
though.
No, this looks like a great VR
Yeah.
type game.
This looks all
Like
my
if I
God.
can actually
I
reach
feel
and grab
like this would
things-
be
Oh, yeah,
overwhelming.
dude.
Like this part right here where you're floating, I feel like that would be pretty overwhelming in VR.
Yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah.
would definitely.
I would vom. Real.
I would vom. Is that what you call it? Vom. I like that. Yeah, it's Adrift. That was the Claire de Luna trailer. As I was saying, that is not a song that was created for the Evil Within. That is just a classical song. Let me go back to the...
Yeah, that looks really cool.
that does look really cool. The interesting thing about the game is that Alex Orth worked on it, and he was the guy behind the whole Deal With It Microsoft situation. The one that tweeted that out after
Yeah.
the
Right.
only always online type thing.
Yeah.
He wasn't always such an asshole.
No. No, he wasn't. And I doubt that he's an asshole. He just
No,
had
it just-
a moment of
It's
weakness.
unfortunate you
Yeah.
get frustrated, but you really can't afford to show that to like the general public.
Right. Yeah, he
I
he's lost his job because of that, but now he's working on this game called Drift that looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
does
really
look
cool.
really good.
It looks
I
like,
like
as
it.
you said, it's Gravity, right?
Yeah, it's gravity of the game, and I
Yeah.
have no problem with that. I like it. It's not coming to systems though. Consoles.
It is. I think.
Oh, it is?
I think it's coming
I thought
to
it was
systems,
only
yeah.
PC.
It hasn't. It's coming out first on PC. It's
Oh,
coming to
and then
consoles
eventually, like,
several months later.
gotcha.
But I don't think that it's been announced specifically for PlayStation VR yet.
That would
I
be
hope
no.
that
I
it
can't
comes to
imagine
PlayStation
because
VR.
it's an Oculus game.
Right now it is.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine that's why. Like that's part of the reason why it's coming out for consoles later because they're gonna wait until
PlayStation
the
VR comes.
for PlayStation.
Yeah, and it
comes
seems
out.
like a game almost designed for VR.
It has to. Like I said, like that
Yeah.
part. I feel like that's the way they want you to feel. Like they want you to feel that overwhelming sense of space.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything. Like
The
that to me
coldness,
is going
like
to be
the-
like to me like one of the I was saying the other day. Danielle was asking why I wanted the VR. Like it's just the idea of like laying down my bed. Like, can you imagine laying down
I
playing a
still
game like that?
never.
in VR?
You've said that before, and I'm like, you would lay down and do VR? I
Why?
would never lay down.
Why would you not?
Because I
I
need
don't
to be
think I
like
would.
up and moving around.
Well,
like that's the point. Like,
We've had our conversation on gaming stance before. I have mine, you have yours, and everything like that. We've had this conversation.
don't know, that
But a
seems
game
weird
like
to
that,
me.
I could definitely like. I could. I'm not gonna do that for Call of Duty. I'm not gonna sit in my bed and be like, I'm gonna pwn this fucker, you know, and just like.
Yeah, but what are you gonna be laying down, like reaching for things?
Yes, why not?
Because that just doesn't
Yeah, I can't
make
do it.
sense.
Even when you were at my house and I was laying on the couch, like I typically don't play games like that. I'm usually
Yeah.
sitting.
Yeah.
I'll put my feet up, but like I usually sit straight up like this.
Right.
Right.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know if I could get down with that.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to being able to do that.
Either way, it looks like a pretty damn cool game. I hope that it comes to all the consoles, and I hope it comes to PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the level updates.
Oh yeah.
Next up, a Knack sequel is reportedly in development for PlayStation 4. IGN's Alex Osborne writes, a sequel to Sony's PlayStation 4 exclusive Knack is reportedly in development, according to the LinkedIn profile of Mindy Liang, a 3D animator at XPEC. Knack 2 is currently in the works for PS4, and she's been working on the title since May 2015. The information has since been deleted, but not before NeoGAF user Quality Disc captured a screenshot of her job description. One that she was working on is Final Fantasy 15, kind of surprisingly. She's been animating characters and NPCs for that game, but of course the second game that's listed there is Knack 2. She started working on that in May of 2015, animating 3D characters, motions, and cutscenes for PS4 system. That she was one of the team members. I don't know if she still is, but she was. While Sony has yet to officially announce Knack 2, PS4 lead architect Mark Cerny suggested a sequel may be on the horizon in 2014, and we have a poll for you all. Do you want a sequel to the charming PS4 launch title Knack? Yes, forget Crash Bandicoot. Yes, Knack should be the new PlayStation 4 mascot. Yes, we need 10 more Knack sequels. Or yes, yes, yes.
Replacing Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Crash Bandicoot's gonna happen anyway, man.
I don't know. We
If
had.
you couldn't tell, that is a joke poll. But
Right.
Didn't we have more confirmation on Crash Bandicoot happening this week?
I think we had the denial of it.
Oh yeah, it's.
No, there was something else that came up. I thought. I don't know. Maybe not.
Game Killer asked, was Knack a bad game? No, it was not.
So
it
I
was
don't think-
reviewed badly.
Glad
but I
that
don't think
that
it was
question
bad.
was asked,
I don't
so I
think
didn't
it
have
was
to ask it. You guys both thought it was decent, right?
I thought it
pretty
was good.
Right. So I was saying I just started listening to like Kind of Funny and everything like that, and the PS I Love You podcast. They were talking about how bad this game was.
Yep, I love
And
it.
I'm like,
they all do.
Why is it like? And I know a lot of people say how bad it is in general, but they were even like, it's not as bad as everybody says, but it was bad. I'm like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, I know you guys said that you liked it, and you're pretty critical on games like this.
for crashing their systems. There was a lot of that.
Really?
I personally didn't encounter it.
Yeah, I never encountered that once.
But yeah, that was a problem.
Huh.
It was crashing a lot of PS4s repeatedly.
Huh.
So people got really pissed at that. I don't think it was great. I thought it was pretty good. I don't
For a
even know
launch
if I would
title, I
be
think it's
it
pretty
was
good.
I thought it was
I
pretty good.
infamously rated this title back when we had a website. And I
Yeah,
gave-
you gave
I
it like an 8, right? Yeah.
And I stand by that as a
Game
launch
Informer
title.
gave it an 8.
As a launch title, I still
Matt
think it was
Fingal
deserving
said
of an 8. Now I probably would give it a 7. But still, 7 is a good game.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was a solid, charming. I know that's the kind of a trade word that we use here, but it was. I thought it was charming, you know,
It was
in a
good, dude.
family-friendly
I liked
way. And the way you are meant to play that game is on hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you get Knack for $8 or you got it for $8, play it the first time on hard, because the entire point of that game is that if you get hit once, you're dead. You're dead.
Right.
The whole point is to dodge in that game, and if you don't have that turned on,
Yeah.
it gets boring really quick. The fun of that game is learning the ins and outs of every single enemy and
Yeah.
learning how to dodge every single one of their attacks.
Yeah. I
And
thought
then
it was
it
fun.
actually is a pretty solid 10-hour experience.
And it was really pretty too.
It was,
Good looking game.
especially for a launch title. So, not the best game you're ever going to play on your PS4, or even the best platformer you're going to play. Ratchet & Clank will undoubtedly be better.
Yeah.
But Knack is, for $8, I totally
It's
think Knack
good.
is worth
It's
it.
cheap.
I feel like it definitely needs a price drop at this point. I feel
Permanently,
like
yeah.
$15, $20 should be the permanent price. 'Cause I think it's still like $40 price point.
Yeah, I maybe, but the $8 makes me think it might be lower. Here's the
Well,
thing: you probably will never see this on PlayStation Plus. Everybody's waiting for it to be on PlayStation
I think
Plus.
you might if the sequel
If
comes.
the- yeah, I was gonna say the
Here's
sequel
the
comes,
thing:
yeah.
have you ever seen a PlayStation Plus game that has reviewed on Metacritic below like a 7? They usually pride
okay.
themselves on having like 7, 8, 9 Metacritic scores.
Right.
They've
Yeah,
never
that's
done
true.
anything that has like a 5
Never thought about
on
that way.
Metacritic.
That's true. But I think they believe in it still. They must.
They have
And, yeah, I mean, if these
So-
rumors are true, right?
Why not, dude?
I'm totally down for this. If we
I'll-
get
I'll play a
Knack
sequel.
and Crash Bandicoot this year,
Fuck yeah.
yeah, man.
Dude, you know what? I'm with you. I am very much a child of the 3D platformer too. So like, I'm so down. I'll
Yeah.
totally play a sequel.
Yep.
No problem.
Give it to me.
I missed
All right.
platform.
You know, reveal the results of the poll. It was a joke poll, but I'm curious what you guys said. We kind of joke on here about Knack, so every single response was in some way yes. So we got one for yes for
I think
Knack,
we have
Crash
2
Bandicoot,
votes in general.
one for yes,
Oh no, we got 6
You should
for
be the
yes,
new-
yes, or
Oh.
5. We got 5 for yes, yes, yes.
5 for yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, I'm glad you guys are all in agreement. We all want Knack. All right, moving on. Go ahead, Mike.
So, for those that didn't know, DICE had their annual awards this week. So
Yeah.
we have the winners listed. For best outstanding achievement, or for outstanding achievement in animation, went to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
Outstanding achievement in art direction, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Both off to a great start. Those
Love
are
that.
solid.
Outstanding achievement in character was Rise of the Tomb Raider Lara Croft, which is I can
That's interesting, right?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
You know, with the first game, I really liked Lara Croft, but I thought that her transformation was a little quick for me.
Yeah, it was fast.
But this one, I think, was supposed to be focused on how that affected her in a traumatic way. If that's the case, yeah, I can understand
From
that.
what I
I'm
understand
excited
from
to
the
play that.
few people I know that did play this, they said it's better than the first one.
I've
yeah,
heard-
100%
I've heard
Great
really good
because
things about
the
it.
first one I keep saying was like a sleeper game that just grew into something
Yeah.
huge for me.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I can't wait for this fall to actually play it.
Can't wait till it
'Cause,
comes to the
you know,
console that
fuck you, Square
matters.
Enix. Yeah. Hopefully they learned their lesson
I hope-
because
I
it
hope
didn't
there's
actually,
an
from what I understand, it
Xbox
didn't sell nearly
fan
as
out
well as they
there
wanted
drop
either.
Dead at that.
What was next?
Oh, I thought you were looking for something. Outstanding achievement in original music composition, Ori and the Blind Forest. Outstanding achievement in sound design went to Star Wars Battlefront, and that one cannot be more spot on.
Yeah.
It's a well-
Dude, that game, like, you can close your eyes and think you're
Uh-huh.
watching a movie.
I think I remember the very first thing you said about that game, Dean, was the sound, the
Yeah, the
music
sound
is
design is
spot
insane.
on.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, oh, I loved it. Outstanding achievement in story went to Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and so did technical achievement.
Technical, I 100% understand.
I agree with the technical. I'm surprised the story went to Witcher over Lara Croft, especially.
Yeah, in general, I think there's several games, from what I played so far of The Witcher, I didn't think the story was, phenomenal. but it
Listen,
was
there's nothing
okay.
against The Witcher. I feel like it's getting out. CD Projekt Red is great. They're phenomenal.
I mean,
And
Witcher
maybe a
won
lot
the
of-
most Game of the Year awards of any game.
Right, but I don't understand why story, because a lot of people are like, The Witcher 3 story is pretty good.
Hmm?
You know, I never hear like, oh my god, The Witcher 3 story is amazing, or anything like that. Like, that's never anything. So I'm surprised at that reward and the other ones I got, but I don't want to take anything away from it. Action Game of the Year went to Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, I guess Dice is a little partial on that because that's definitely not the best action game of last year I played.
That's
That
true.
was pretty actually lame. Adventure game of the year went to Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain.
Adventure is kind of a stretch.
I'm
not sure I would call it an adventure
no. Actually, I would. For not having played any of the other Metal Gear games.
I think it comes down to like they don't have a category for best stealth game, but even
Maybe.
in general, I would call Metal Gear an action game.
Okay, yeah, I would
wouldn't
call it an action
adventure.
over adventure game. Okay, I agree
Yeah.
with that. Family game of the year went to Super Mario Maker. I couldn't agree
Yep.
more with that one. Fighting game went to Mortal Kombat 10. Agreed, although there wasn't too much competition.
Nah,
but
there was
it
only
did-
3 nominees for that category.
right there, but that game was really
Let me ask you
good.
this question:
Yeah.
where the fuck is Marvel vs. Capcom 4 at, dude?
They would make a killing off that,
Oh,
dude, right?
my
Oh my god! I
God,
wonder if they're
I
waiting.
wish, dude.
What do you think they're waiting though until like a few slew of these like the Marvel Cinematic stuff comes out so they can add more characters? Like,
Maybe.
Can you imagine
That's a
playing
good
as Doctor
point.
Strange?
Doctor Strange was in it.
Was he? I
He was
didn't play
in
as
the
Doctor Strange.
remastered one. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't play that. That's why.
Yeah, they came out with a second one. They re-released it on 360, PS3
Oh, that's
again,
the one I
and
skipped.
then they released it on
Yeah.
Vita. Had
And the-
Hawkeye, Doctor Strange.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they would do very well if they were to
But like
put another one
Thanos,
out.
Mm-hmm.
like I can see them doing a Marvel vs. Capcom come out after like the Infinity Gauntlet
But I mean,
starts.
why wait? Who cares?
When was the
They
last
don't
Marvel
care.
vs. Capcom?
Marvel
vs. Capcom 3?
2011, 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll look it up.
Okay,
It might be more
thought it was
around
longer
there. It's
ago
like
than that.
2012, 2013
But I
actually.
mean,
Also-
I could deal with start hearing some rumblings. You know what I mean?
GFN said about The Witcher, the story picks up the further you get in. It shouldn't have won, but it is definitely respectable.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not anything against the story or anything like that. It's more so just I never hear that it's the best story of last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2011. Wait, hold up.
That's 2011, really?
Dormammu was in that fucking game. You're gonna think they're
Oh,
worried about
you're right,
bringing
alright.
out characters,
Alright,
dude? They
alright.
had some obscure
Yeah,
characters.
that's such an obscure fucking character.
Dude, they had the freaking X23.
What's
like-
weird is that they had Dormammu before they had Doctor Strange, though.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the
So,
he's like the
the big
arch
Doctor
nemesis of
Strange,
Doctor
though.
Strange.
Oh, okay.
But like, why would you bring like Doctor Strange is already obscure?
Yeah.
Dormammu is even more obscure than Doctor Strange. Why would
Shout
you do
out
that?
to the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 for going like real nerdy.
Oh my
they
God,
had
they went
War
all
Machine in there, dude. Like no one fucking knew. War
No, but
Machine
they
was
had
back
like
then.
even from Capcom, they had like the
Yeah, it was
cactus
awesome.
dude. I don't know. I'm getting off
We're
topic.
getting off topic,
Let's
dude.
fit because this is a long one anyway. So, but I agree, man. We need to have a bigger discussion of this. Racing game of the year went to Forza Motorsport 6. I don't think was there anything else last year that was really that good.
Motorsport 6? When was Horizon? I thought Horizon was the most recent one. Whatever.
No, it was Motorsport. Role-playing massive multiplayer game of the year was Fallout 4. Sports game of the year went to Rocket League. Dice Sprite Award went to Rocket League. Dice Sprite Award, I guess, is going to be kind of like their...
Honestly, I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
I don't know.
know.
Maybe it's like a special achievement? I have no idea.
I was gonna kind of. I was hoping one of you would tell me what it was. I'd be like, yeah, that's what it was.
No
Yeah.
clue.
I don't know what that means.
Mobile game of the year went to Fallout Shelter.
I heard that's good.
It's all right. It gets boring very quickly.
Oh, does
but
it?
again, I'm not big on mobile, so
Yeah.
But it was enough to
Greg
keep me
was
for like
obsessed
a week.
with it.
Oh, Greg's obsessed with everything.
True.
True.
Except being on this show.
Yeah,
True
doing anything on
that,
time
bro.
or trophies this week apparently too.
I have no idea what he's been doing.
Dude, he hasn't done it.
trophy-wise.
That's why I put that tweet out. He hasn't
Dude,
done anything
You
like
heard
almost
it
all
here
week.
first on the Level Up Show. Greg is over.
I know he's had a busy week. He said that earlier.
He has a
but
busy week every week. We all have a
I guess
busy
work's
week.
been killing him. I don't know.
Yeah, busy
No, I
week
get Snapchats from him
last year.
partying every single night. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I don't know what he's done.
I'm done with that. Anyway, outstanding achievement in online gameplay went to Rocket League as well.
Nice.
Outstanding achievement in game design went to Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I can get behind that. For game direction though, went to Fallout 4, and game of the year went to Fallout 4, which I don't completely agree with, but
Yeah.
it is what
Well,
it is.
I mean, really, if you look at it, it's been Fallout 4, The Witcher, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, but I would rather Witcher on there than Fallout 4 because it's funny now at this point. Fallout 4 is like less entertaining to people like that, like people that were on it. Like
Yeah.
this is Fallout 4. Also, I'm up there. It's like no, it was a good Fallout game. But Witcher 3
Yeah.
people are like, I love the Witcher 3.
Yeah, I do agree. From what I've seen, nobody's like totally down on Fallout 4, but there's a lot of people like it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
No.
It was just Fallout 3. Like I don't know.
Right.
Like a lot of people seem to be just kind of lukewarm on it.
Yeah, it was
now,
not
like a month later.
It wasn't anything.
Actually,
recommendable.
how long has it been? Like two or 3
It
months.
came out
November, right?
November. Yeah. So at this point, it seems like the lasting effect of the game is it was good.
Right.
Yeah, it was good. Like that's about it, really. And we have a poll for you guys. We did this during the Level Uppies, of course, as well. But what do you think was Game of the Year? We can only put 4 options in there, but was it Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Life is Strange, or The Witcher 3? And next up, Dean, I think you're up. Go ahead, man.
Warren Spector joins System Shock 3 team. IGN's Steven Strom writes, Warren Spector, one of the original minds behind Ultima Underworld, what the fuck Deus Ex?
Deus Ex.
Oh, Deus Ex.
And System Shock is joining the developer of System Shock 3 as a studio director. Spector has acted as a creative advisor for Other Side Entertainment since it was founded. Currently, the producer and director teaches film classes at the University of Texas at Austin. At the end of this semester, however, he'll be joining Other Side in a more expanded role. Spector will begin by working on Underworld Ascendant, which is billed as a spiritual successor to Ultima Underworld. The game had a successful Kickstarter last February, earning a total of more than $860,000. After that, Spector will ramp up and lead the team developing System Shock 3. Other Side announced System Shock 3 late last year and hinted at possible VR support. Quote, working on System Shock was one of the most fulfilling things I've done in my career, and it's hard to describe how much I'm looking forward to sharing with players what Shodan has been up to since the last game was released, Spector said. I don't believe anything he says anymore after that Epic Mickey fucking...
Everybody focuses on that now.
Dude, because he was... I remember
So about
watching
it.
this interview with him on Game Informer, and he was like, oh my god, really like selling it, like, this is the
This
fucking
is the best
masterpiece,
thing, right.
like, I've done it. And then shit came out, and he got like so like pithy and stuff when people tried to critique him, like,
Yeah.
take it easy, dude.
Here's the thing. I don't know much about System Shock.
I don't either. I heard it's
I
great.
know it's very much like I know my one friend, and this is the only thing I know about it. When BioShock was coming out, he's like, "Oh, I love System Shock, so BioShock is going to be great." And I guess they're connected in some way. Like I don't know the same development team or anything like that. I don't really know too much about it, but I know people.
I just know it's
that
one of
played
those
it
like
loved it.
BioShock type games,
Right.
You
Yeah.
know that people have remembered it fondly. And
Yeah, I
they've
was
been
gonna
waiting
say
a long
that's-
time
it
for the
has-
return. And Warren Spector minus Epic Mickey is considered one of those iconic game developers.
What
It-
sucks is Epic Mickey could have been so good.
It could have been, and I
Could've
do
been.
think that when he started on it, it probably was
was-
a lot different than what it turned into.
Right.
I think Disney got their hands in it, of course.
They had some
and it was
problems,
like,
yeah.
hey, this is a little too dark, this is a little too creepy. Let's tone it down.
There
a
was
little
a
bit.
pretty awesome Tron level. That was cool.
Did you
Okay.
play the whole thing?
Yeah, I played it.
See, I only
finish.
played a little bit of it. Like, did you see parts where you're like, I could see where this could have been darker, or this could have been done
Yeah, it could
differently,
have
and
had
it changed?
potential. Honestly, mainly the story and like the environments were cool. It controlled like garbage,
Yeah, it did.
and it
Did it?
was like
Yeah.
it felt unfinished. Like you would get to like certain parts of the world where you'd be exploring, and it was like just like nope, and you're like, all right, like it just felt like something. It just
I'll never
felt
forget
off.
though when that game was revealed to Game Informer and that cover, man.
Dude, that
with
cover
him
was
on the
cover was
bridge.
awesome.
awesome.
Everybody was
And
like, "This is sick."
That was my freaking computer wallpaper for
Yeah.
like 6 months.
You were all about that.
I loved
It was
the
awesome.
artistic direction of that
Yeah.
game. I was totally on board with.
Me too.
The look of the game in comparison to the art, it wasn't even like comparable.
Nope.
They did not at all achieve
Nope.
the look of that original concept art.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. I was
Yeah.
so disappointed. I was like, "There's no way I'm even trying this game." Like they
Yeah.
totally did not achieve.
I was really on board with
It's
it.
gonna really bug you, isn't it?
It does bug me. I'll have to figure that out.
I can see you like
Launch
twitching.
Mark, one more story, man, and then you can call in. We have one more story. Mike is going to take it.
Oh, okay. Where am I going? Not there.
That one right there. Yep.
There we go. Studies say virtual reality could actually help depression. Oh, that's good. IGN's Nicole Carpenter writes, virtual reality therapy could help people with depression, a new study asserts. Researchers from University College London and Catalan Institution for Research and Advanced Studies at the University of Barcelona have discovered immersive virtual reality therapy teaches patients to be less critical and more compassionate towards themselves. This, in return, reduces the symptoms of depression. 50 patients with depression from ages 23 to 61 received virtual reality therapy for a month, 9 of which reported reduced symptoms. 4 of the 9, the study said, had a clinically significant drop in depression. Participants donned the virtual reality headsets for just 8 minutes, 3 times a week. In the virtual reality world, patients became a virtual avatar and were instructed to comfort a crying child. As the participants interacted with the child, it would stop crying and respond positively to the comfort. After a few minutes, participants swapped perspectives and watched as their former avatar repeated their own compassionate words and gestures towards them now with the child. Though the small trial cannot exactly prove it works, lead researcher Chris Bruin saw promising results. Some patients, he said, described how their experience had changed their response to real-life situations in which they would previously have been very self-critical. Researchers will now continue to develop this technology and intend on conducting a larger controlled trial to confidently determine any clinical benefit. The therapy has huge potential, co-author Mel Slater said. The recent marketing of low-cost in-home virtual reality systems means the methods such as this could potentially be a part of every home and be used on a widespread basis. My mind is fucking out there.
I find that interesting just because that's kind of the opposite of what I expected.
Really?
For virtual reality. Virtual reality scares me in a lot of ways as far as how it's going to affect...
Disassociate people?
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Society,
Disassociate people from reality, become
Yeah.
obsessive, addicted to this other reality potentially,
Right.
if it's immersive enough. Being said, maybe that's why it could help with depression.
That's the thing.
for
It's
sure.
and like from what I'm reading in this, because this is actually the first time I'm hearing about any of this. So
So
basically,
escape.
right, not even that it's an escape. It's kind of showing them. It's a way for you to, like, for those that couldn't follow along with my stumbling on every other word. Basically, you're comforting this baby. You are calming it down, saying they're trying to get it to stop crying. And once it does, you are then shown what a person from the outside perspective does to a crying baby, which is kind of what you basically just did. Someone's reacting towards you being so upset, so you're kind of seeing the outside perspective and everything, and getting perspective on everything like that. So it's kind of an out of body experience in a way. Actually, that's pretty much it. It's a very out of body experience in that sense.
I think that it depends on the game, of course, as well. I think a horror game being that
it's gonna be
immersed
the
in
worst.
something that
Right.
scary is going to
That's gonna be the worst
potentially
for me.
upset a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then something very soothing and relaxing where you
Right.
could be in this world or you could be on a beach or whatever, then yeah, totally I can
Like
understand.
I said, VR is going to be great, but I agree with you. Like, it could definitely affect society into where if there's too much adoption, if the adoption rate of VR is what the creators and everybody are hoping, it could potentially be hugely negative. It could greatly impact society in general, and how we look at things. And I look at like the Sixth Man in that sense, kind of in a way where we've kind of relied on clones. Instead of
is that the Arnold Schwarzenegger one?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Well, I mean, think about it. It's where you're relying on clones, as a means of backup. You don't care too much about.
I would
what
have
happens in
referenced
society.
Moon would have been my
Huh?
choice, but
I didn't see Moon. I know you
okay,
were all about
as
it.
opposed to the Sixth Man. But yes, I understand the
Or I
reference,
mean,
yeah.
if for those that read Ready Player One,
Yeah.
is definitely on that. Did you read that yet?
No, I haven't.
I need to give you that.
Honestly, I heard that it's good, but I might wait for the movie.
Ernest Cline. So here's the thing. Ernest Cline is kind of like, well, I don't want to say me because I think I write well, but he has a great idea, but his writing is terrible.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like it was a chore to get through. Like I've tried reading other books that I had to stop. Like his, I could read through, but it's just very juvenile and not very well researched. He doesn't seem to write it as much. So.
Okay, let's take a couple calls here. First one being from Bradley. What is going on? If I'm sweaty or something.
You all right? I'm dying.
And then we'll take a call from Mark after that. Brad, how you doing, man?
Exactly. Ah, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
What's up, Brad? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Teams. Division Beta.
Yes, you'd be the second person to talk about that. Maybe another topic, maybe? You have anything else on your mind, considering we already talked with Jose about the division?
Well, it was before, because I did play the closed beta. That's the only reason why
I actually would because you played the closed beta, right?
yes.
All right, so I actually do. I'm kind of curious. What was your thoughts, from playing the first to this?
Definitely better because they give you a new perk. They give you one more thing in the tech win, which allowed you to use a tool as well.
Forget like adding, features or anything like that we already knew were going to be in there. Was there anything that they changed in the way that the game played, though? Because I know they addressed the concern with, marking people as rogue in the Dark Zone and everything like that. Did that work well, and was there anything along the same lines that they tweaked that made it better?
Definitely worked well, perfect. It was like better than it was in the closed beta, and it also got rid of a lot of they got rid of this one camping spot as well. Which basically was one place in the beta where people got up a rope and just camped there for the whole game.
Right.
Didn't stop, and they got rid of the ropes, and they can't get up there anymore.
Okay.
So
Anything else though? Hey, besides adding like a new mission, a new perk, or anything like that, did they change anything else?
Not very much. Just
All right.
just the and stuff. And they've also changed about. I swear in the beta, you shot someone once and then you became rogue. Now you can shoot them like a couple more times. You shoot like 2 or 3 times, then you become rogue. It's not always just a one-shot rogue kill done.
Okay.
Yes, but it is, yeah, basically.
Are you
Good
still like really gung ho on this game, Brad? Like launch day, you're getting it.
Yep, pre-ordered it, done, and dusted.
I'm definitely
I
getting
hope
it.
that it holds on, man. I'm curious because clearly a lot of our viewers are getting it.
Mhm.
I just wonder if they're going to stick with it.
Right. That's my concern right now is how long I'm going to be playing this for.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested to see in 3 months if you're still playing it, Brad.
In my opinion, I'll get a day release, definitely play it. And in my opinion, I think it will die down because there's a lot of stuff in it that I think will just, in the end, just get a bit annoying. Once you get to 30, that's it, and then you got nothing else to do. You have best weapons and stuff like that.
I feel like it's going to be Destiny
Yeah.
for a lot of people, where you're going to play it for a while at first,
Yeah.
and then you're going to stop, and then all of a sudden, a couple months later, you're going to come back like, oh, they added this, and oh, they changed this.
DLC
it's
might
like-
bring people
right,
back in.
so-
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, if they can support it in a way that people want to come back, then then it'll stick around. But Evolve tried that too. Evolve was releasing new monsters and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. That didn't bring people back. So
I want to try it, but like, I can already see the way it's gonna go. Like, there's already new. Like, I want to play Far Cry. I'm probably not gonna get to it until after Trophy Wars, so I'll immediately have Far Cry to get to.
yep.
Right.
Uncharted will be right around the corner.
Yep.
Ratchet and Clank will be right around the corner. Like,
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's
I'm not
coming
even.
out.
I like. Part of me, like, I don't know. If I see it, and I'm like, shit, this looks really fun. I'll get it, but like, I can already see it. Like,
I see this being as the same situation as last year, where it's like a bunch of games that you're going to grab because you missed out on getting them originally, and then
Right.
let it sit on your shelf.
and I'm not really in the mindset anymore of like investing in like one. Like when I was younger, I would do that. Like something
Right.
like Marvel Heroes, like I would play like forever.
Right, SOCOM.
But-
When that
yeah,
was out, like
exactly,
I
but,
was.
like-
That's the only game I played
I like
for
to,
3-4 months.
You know, I like to play like the new things. I like to see what's up. Plus,
get
not because I like to play all different genres, and because like I like to be well versed for like this show and like doing
Exactly.
videos and stuff like that. And
This show kills me, man. Like where I would spend a bunch of time playing like 1 or 2 games or something like that,
Yeah.
and taking my time. Now it's just like, oh, if I don't get this, I won't know.
I
what
kind of
everybody's
enjoy it
talking about.
though.
In a
Yeah,
way, but
you have
I
to
feel like
try
you enjoy in the
everything.
same way that you enjoy getting the trophies, because you feel like the completion and anything like that, and it's kind of like
There's less pressure though. Like I
Yeah.
enjoy it still. You know what I mean? Like I can play like a piece of a game and have something to say about it. Whereas like the trophies, like I got for like the trophy where like I gotta get through it to get to the next thing.
I
You know
feel
what
like this could be an entire topic in its
Yeah,
own that we
probably,
could probably
for
address
sure,
at some
yeah.
point. But
Maybe
yeah, so I
we
want to
could
go
turn that
into
into a topic of the week.
Yeah,
or
I think I
something.
might bring that
For
to
sure.
like
Yeah.
Hangouts or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Brad, thanks for calling in, man.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am really looking forward to the Fallout 4 DLC.
Fallout
we
4
forgot-
DLC,
we didn't,
okay.
They've announced the
Yeah, I'm not really up on the Fallout 4 stuff.
Oh, dude, that was a big story. I forgot. They actually said that they're adding so much content that they're going to up the price of the season
Oh
pass.
yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah,
Um,
kind of like what other game did that? Wasn't there another game recently that upped the
Can't remember
price?
what it was.
Oh, Dying Light,
That's right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot.
which is
So
fine as long as they're upfront
but
about
from
it.
what I understand, it's like a 30-hour DLC or something like
Wow,
that.
Very nice.
They're not. I don't know if it was that. I know it was like pretty hefty, but those that don't know, if you're still on the Fallout 4 and you have interest in the DLC, from what I understand, I think it's still at the $24 price, and it will be going up to $40.
Yes, so get it now because
because it will go up to $50.
it will go
soon.
up, and that price will be consistent afterwards.
Yep.
Go ahead, Brad. What are you gonna say?
And
You raising your hand?
it looks really cool. I mean,
Thanks.
it looks amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, Brad. Thanks for calling in as always, man.
What happened? What's happened?
You're there. I can see it.
Am I? Oh, okay. I thought it cut out.
No, you're
no,
good,
you're about
man.
to get cut out now, though.
Level
Night.
up.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks.
Anytime, bud.
Level up.
Douchebag.
I think that was my favorite way to end a phone call
Douchebag.
ever.
amazing.
I think that's the greatest thing that happened.
And let's take a call from Mark. Go ahead, Mark. There he is.
No, he's not. There he is.
Hey, Spikey Mark. Oh my God, you're so
Hey
much
guys,
louder,
how's it going?
Brad. How you doing, man?
Hey, it's been a long time. I got a bone to pick with you guys, and it's not going to be pretty. Anyway,
Oh, no.
wanted to say
excited.
Happy New Year to Level Up, guys. I forget all your names, so I'm going to call you Lithium, Prozac, and Zoloft, because you know what? The state of gaming these days, you guys don't have much to talk about. You guys are really struggling, but you're doing a great job. Love the show. Love
We
the
do what we
show.
can, Mark.
Always wanted to say, I love Greg. I love his calls. He reminds me of my cousin that had an umbilical cord tied to his neck when he's given birth to. But hey, what are you gonna do? He's a good kid.
I think you mean Brad.
What is going on right now? I'm
But-
so confused.
I think that was a compliment, right?
Anyway, he's a good kid. Love the calls. I just want to show you guys something because I haven't talked to you since before Christmas, which I want to show you what I got for Christmas. Hey guys, look what came in the mail. I got autographed Howard Stern photographs from the studio, which is really cool. But Richard Christie sent me some drumsticks, CDs
Oh, wow.
that are autographed.
That's pretty sweet.
It's really cool shit, man.
You
case-
got so many cool
Awesome.
collectibles, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm not doing too bad for 41, but best thing I could do right now is maybe smoke some crack. Not gonna happen. Speaking of smoking crack, I want to talk to you guys about something. About 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, you guys had a blizzard, and your show, you were doing it through Skype. I tried calling in. You guys didn't take Spider Mark's call. That hurt. That hurt a
Oh
lot.
man, I'm sorry.
Are we even able to?
getting
when
over
we're
it. What you
doing
guys
through
could
Skype?
do-
That was what it was, wasn't it?
We were
When does
Skyping each
Spider-Man
other
get
to
to
do the
co-host?
show.
I just want to let you guys know I have stage 5 cancer. I have about 2 months to live. My dying wish that I wrote to Make-A-Wish Foundation is to co-host the Level Up show. I can't wait. You got to say yes. You got to say yes. You got to say yes.
Show me the receipts.
You want
me the
You got me.
receipts.
You want to see something cool,
My
guys? It's
cold
guitar
ass
stuff.
brother Andrew.
I just got a
Derry.
Boss
Oh, nice.
effects pedal set. It's awesome. I rock. And
Guitar player,
speaking of
apparently.
guitar, guys, I'm drinking the Sam Roberts Band
you got your
Lager.
effects
It's,
pedals,
it's
must
so
be on
good.
that.
It makes my
You have
Oh my god.
You always have so much to show off, Mark. First of all, I want to comment on the Skype thing. The reason we didn't take your call that night is because we actually couldn't take your call that night. Since we were doing a Blizzard show where we were all in different locations, Skype was occupied by us, and we
Right.
couldn't allow anybody else into the Skype conversation. So that's why we
Okay.
couldn't take your call that night.
Okay, you guys, I'll forgive you if you let me co-host a show, but hey, that's up to you.
Well, we
Anyway,
have like a $3,000 tier on Patreon, I think. If you donate $3,000 to the Level Up Network, you can come co-host a show.
well, that's my crack budget for Monday nights, but we'll see what I can do. Anyway, what I want to talk to you guys is about the shitty games that have been coming out, or lack thereof. So I just want to show you guys something. This, it's called The Order 1886 for the PS4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Before you go on,
I know it well.
I know where you're going with this, and I can say right now, as of just playing it like 3 weeks ago, I'm probably going to disagree with you.
Why? This is
So-
one of the launch titles. It was supposed to be a launch title. This is what they were using to sell the PS4, saying this and that, this and that. It's such a linear game. I might as
It
well
is
be
linear,
playing.
yeah.
I might as well be playing House of the Dead on my Sega Dreamcast. Which, hey guys, guess what I have? A
Oh, it's like a Dreamcast. Good for you, man.
Anyway.
Well, here's the thing, Mark. Why does linear have to be a derogatory term? Why does it have to be a detriment to this game?
It's not linear, it's the gameplay that goes with it, where I have to sit through not only cutscenes, I love cutscenes, they get me into it. I mean, you smoke a joint, you play a game with awesome cutscenes, it gets you into it. It's like one of the best things that could, like, it's part of what makes gaming. It's just that they're shitty cutscenes, and
Really? You think they were shitty?
Oh, I liked it. See,
watching
anything.
paint dry. It's like watching paint dry. Anyway,
Oh, I thought it was interesting.
There are people that don't like Victorian era stuff and everything like that. I love. I mean, not only do I love that stuff, but I also love anything King Arthur. So that entire story actually was perfectly fine for me.
Okay, we agree to disagree, and I totally.
That's fine. Yeah, I agree.
I'm
I
more
get
of an
that.
Well, to be honest with you, Mark, you're in the majority.
Yeah, you're the major. I'm the weird one.
Yeah, we're the weird ones that kind of like the order.
All
I
I know
hate
is
it,
they
man.
need stool samples
hate
for
it.
my cancer treatment, and I just take a scoop out of the toilet on this and go, "Here, doc." And
Oh my god.
You actually have cancer? Just
as
to
a
be
guitar
clear?
player, one other thing I
Is that
wanted to
real?
show you guys.
I don't know. I think he just wants to host a show.
Yeah.
Mark, let's be completely real with you. I just want to make sure we're not being insensitive.
Glossing over
Do
something.
you actually have cancer?
If it comes down to me co-hosting the show, yeah, it's
Okay.
So then no.
Then no. Just because we don't want to be insensitive.
Right, I don't want to just gloss over like, it's not a big deal.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to say show me the receipts.
Well, because
if
the
you actually have
first
cancer.
time I was like, whatever. And then he mentioned it
That's
again. I was like,
cool.
oh, wait a
I want
minute.
to show you this. It's Rocksmith.
Love
It's
that
one
game.
of the coolest things that a guitar player could ever have. It's not going to teach you how to play guitar, but it's an awesome friend to have just to get your fingers loose and just show you some stuff. It's
I mean, I know people that actually did learn to play guitar from that. I had it for a while, and it was fun. It was a good way for me to... The weird thing is how it teaches you to play, because it is a weird, almost backwards way of teaching, but the people that stick through it all the way will eventually learn how to play well. But if you only go through half of it, it's kind of fucking with how you play guitar at that point. But in general, it's a fun. So anybody that's into guitar at all should definitely get into it.
you guys are more eloquent with words than I can ever be.
Oh, Mark, you're the best with words, man.
The last thing, and I don't have any box art because what I've been doing is downloading games lately. And guess what? This is what pisses me off, you guys. Is the game that I'm about to talk about looks beautiful on the PS4. The gameplay for it's great, and there's actually another game that I'm gonna get on the same lines. It's God of War 3, and I'm gonna order Demon Souls 2. Now, what's pissing me off is they're remastering games that came out for a generation, like a system that came out a generation ago. That's
Right.
absolute bullshit. We're in the timeline now where all these AAA games got to come out, and what am I supposed to do? Play Uncharted 3 again? These God of War games again? But I find I am, and as a console gamer...
This is why,
my
Mark,
hands are
because
tied.
you're supporting it.
Oh,
Speak with your money.
Exactly it. But what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can only masturbate 3 times a day max, and then it's just like that. So I mean, I gotta fill up my time somehow. I can only play guitar
my
so
God.
much. I got some cool guitars too. It's you guys should come over and jam. No, I don't want you over here. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and it's really good to see you guys.
It's good to see you too, Mark.
I love Level Up. You guys have a good day, and I can't wait to get an email about co-hosting. Bye.
See you later. Level up.
bud.
That guy's crazy.
That guy is.
A lot of things happened in that conversation. So many
Yeah.
discussion points. But you know what? In general, I like Mark. He has good things to say. All right, and clearly from Canada, I have to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said a boot about 6 times. A boot. Something about that guy. All right, let's go to the final segment here before the topic of the week, and then we're going to take a commercial break. Next up, on the spots. You guys can submit your hard-hitting questions every week on our Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL. Just use hashtag on the spots. It can be anything. It could be gaming related or it could be personal, but obviously it has to be appropriate. Dear the Level Up Show, if you could make any third-party video game into an exclusive for any of the big 3, which game and which system?
Existing?
Sincerely, Diclonius Games. What was that?
I'm sorry. Existing third-party game?
Yes. So Call of
Oh,
Duty.
it has to be current?
Yes,
Got it.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I don't know, anything that's a third-party game that's on all systems right now. Which ones do you think you would like to be exclusive, and would excuse me, to which system?
That's a good question.
I say.
If any, that's the thing. Do we want these games to be exclusive?
Right, I don't.
I think it really... I don't see a benefit, but for the sake of the question,
Right, it's kind of like
I'll
throwing me.
try to.
And we have to
think
try
of,
and be unbiased here because obviously we would like all things to be on PlayStation.
No, I mean I
but
can
like
see
Call
why.
of Duty makes more sense on Xbox.
Well, only
Like if
because
that was
of
to
the
go
numbers.
anywhere exclusive,
Yeah.
and just first-person
Yeah.
shooters in general, they just
Stop saying that because that means that I'm not gonna like that. That's basically saying that anybody that has a PS4
Uh-huh.
the mass audience isn't gonna want to shoot it. That's not true at all.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they are by far more synonymous with Xbox than they are with PlayStation.
But that's only because of last generation. One generation of console.
well,
just,
or almost 3 years into this one, and still they haven't been able to change that direction.
Because the launch of it, those people that were synonymous with Xbox 360 as Call of Duty, for whatever reason, went with Xbox One, even though half of the people I talked to were like, yeah, I could have gone with PS4 too, it didn't really matter. It doesn't, that has nothing to do with it. I don't feel like, I mean, I don't disagree Call of Duty going to Xbox in any way.
That's the thing, is you have to make a choice here. And
Honestly,
which system does Call of Duty
like-
make more sense on?
Let them have it. Who gives a fuck?
Going to
Go
like the
ahead.
comments in the chat room, I
Have
agree with
Call of
those,
Duty.
and this is totally biased, but I want Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Solid to go back to being PlayStation
I mean,
exclusive.
I would even say that or Nintendo.
I just want Doom to stay multi-platform. I don't really give a fuck what happens to Call of Duty at this point.
Let's give Assassin's Creed to Nintendo.
Assassin's Creed.
What goes to Nintendo? That's a good question.
I feel like it's better to say, like, if we had to choose a game
I
currently
mean,
out,
nothing,
like, for each
ideally.
console, let's say all of a sudden...
What game do you hate and don't everyone say that?
I'm trying to think from an unbiased standpoint, like, is there any third-party games that make sense as exclusive Nintendo titles? It's hard to say because third-party has never been Nintendo's
Just
strong
Dance.
point.
Right.
They always
Just
about
Dance.
first-party. Just Dance. Yeah, you're right. Just Dance.
We'll get them to Just Dance. Good, have fun,
No,
Greg.
you're 100% right. It does amazing on Wii. It does amazing on
Right,
Wii
it's the
U.
best selling for that.
It makes sense. Those kind of games do
Derek
make sense.
said Mass Effect on Xbox. I don't feel that way about it.
No,
used to be
it used to be
exclusive
exclusive,
Xbox.
but it doesn't need to be. Obviously,
It did.
did
You know
better
what?
this
I
way.
played it all three on 360, and I still don't feel like it was like
A 360
necessarily
game.
belonged there. You know? What I
Right.
mean?
That's what we're saying. Like, I mean, I feel personally like Xbox is made better for racing games than...
Really?
I have a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. I think.
Oh, 100%. Dude, the controller is, I mean, and they even said it in the original launch of it, like
I guess the rumble triggers.
the
yeah.
rumble triggers, not even that, but the sensitivity of the entire thing, the comfort of it, 100% without a doubt to me is made better for
Fighting
the
games, on the other hand,
controller.
make total sense on PlayStation.
Yeah, with the D-pad
Yeah.
the way it is.
And also just the joysticks being symmetrical.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is probably because the PlayStation 2 era, but I feel like Grand Theft Auto belongs on PlayStation.
I agree
Well,
with that.
because of Grand
because
Theft
of
Auto
1, 2, and 3,
1, 2, and
right.
3, right?
Or actually, sorry, 3,
San
Vice
Andreas.
City, San Andreas. Yeah, those are all
Feels right.
PlayStation
Like,
exclusive.
anytime I think of Grand Theft Auto, in fact, last gen I've talked about it many times. A 360 player through and through. I have
Right.
maybe like 5 games on my PS3 earlier on in the generation, and when Jen got me Grand Theft Auto 5 for my birthday, and she was like, "What system you want it for?" And I immediately said Xbox, and I was like, "PS3," and she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need it on PS3." Just as like feels that's where it belongs.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's kind of like Metal Gear on Xbox. I know so many people that only had an Xbox and got Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes, and then
Right.
and they were like, "This is weird.
Right.
Like this is
What's
super weird."
Like
Right.
the idea behind it, I feel like you're right. Final Fantasy definitely, like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, those games. I feel I'm really surprised. Like it sucks. I mean, I get why it's going multi-platform, but I actually don't. And I feel very selfish saying this, but I feel like Kingdom Hearts doesn't deserve to be on Xbox One.
Or do you mean Xbox doesn't deserve Kingdom Hearts? Which way?
Well, yeah, like Xbox. Like I don't feel like Microsoft.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense, and I think it's going to show in the numbers. I think it's going to turn out to probably be a mistake. I don't think it's going to sell probably even 15%.
I think it. Well,
Xbox.
we don't. I'm not even saying that. I feel like my problem is like you have a system. I guess a game that really only survived on one system because that manufacturer believed in that game.
Right.
And in this case, Kingdom Hearts is 100% it. If the Kingdom Hearts released on multi-platform originally before it came, like there would be almost nobody. Xbox 360. Can you imagine anybody with an Xbox, console having gotten Kingdom Hearts? No one would have.
Nah.
Almost nobody would have gotten that game.
Yeah,
and
now that the
with-
remasters and the collections and stuff are PlayStation exclusive, it's just,
Why, like it,
Yeah.
and that's that. So that to me, like, and I know it's kind of selfish, but in general, I don't feel like it's.
it is coming to Xbox though. I saw Jazer say, "Isn't it just coming to PS4, PC?"
No,
it
it's
is confirmed for
universal.
Xbox.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, same with Final Fantasy 15. That is confirmed for Xbox. We don't know about the 7 remake yet, but I have a feeling that'll come later to Xbox.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'll have to go up and grab that for a sec. The other one I feel like if I had to choose Fallout, I think is Xbox. It feels like an Xbox game.
Right? But and they kind of, anybody in that company kind of gears their stuff towards Microsoft first.
Right.
Even back with Elder Scrolls, obviously with that whole fiasco. with
Yeah.
I mean, everything they've done is kind of just like, well, we'll focus on PC and Xbox first, and then don't worry, PS users, we'll get to you.
Right.
And I feel like it's not because of the way the game is, the type of game or anything like that. I feel like it's almost exclusively because of the way the developer views the console manufacturer.
Before I forget, I see Tobes on the screen right now. He donated $10 today.
Oh,
And
did
I
he?
didn't realize
thank
it
you
until
so
like 10
much.
minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Tobes, thank you so much for your $10 donation. I'm going to give you some
That's
XP.
awesome, man.
When we come back, we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to go to
Nice.
try and get myself in better shape. We'll be back, guys, in 60 seconds.
I'm actually going to run upstairs. I have to piss. It's so bad. Sorry. My ass in people's faces.
Tony Hawk on PlayStation. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Tony Hawk remaining on just PlayStation. The king has taken over. Yes. One is going to piss. One is going to blow his nose. Fable. I forgot all about Fable, dude. Yeah, Fable feels right on Xbox. For sure. I could see that. New Jersey, Gundam. We are in New Jersey, the dirty Jers.
Speaking of Gundam, thank you for the follow, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
He was our most recent follow.
Nice. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Did we ever reveal the results of the Final Four?
I don't think we did.
Maybe we'll do that when we get back. Forget what it was at this point. Oh, it was Game of the Year.
Yes.
What do people think Game of the Year was? The Authority has returned. And leave for 5 minutes, not even 5 seconds. And suddenly it's the Beast Show. Oh, thank you so much, Tubes. I appreciate that, man. The Tomb Raider exclusivity was kind of weird. Honestly, if I were to choose there, I would choose PlayStation. Tomb Raider's totally a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Was for such a long time.
Exclusivity of Tomb Raider.
Evan
Yeah.
Harris said,
That was so weird.
I have no idea how to say how the discussion seemed toxic to me. Any idea of a lesser degree? The discussion was just irking me. I
What?
can disagree and be done. But that kind of
What?
talk makes me want to take a shower. It's just, well, we had a disclaimer in the beginning of the subject that we don't necessarily believe that any game benefits by being limited to topic, but that was the question,
Yeah.
so we humored it with the answer. It's not like...
Yeah, it's like one of those guns to
No.
your head if you had to choose
Exactly, yeah.
which platform this makes more sense on.
Right.
Right. Even when I said about Kingdom Hearts, I even
Yeah.
prefaced it as I kind of feel selfish saying this.
Yeah, and even with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts as well, I said I'm biased here.
Right, I
just
feel like
'cause-
that. I feel like any game obviously would benefit from being on
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
That's why games
I don't.
are
You're
released
right.
on multiple.
I don't
platforms,
like the
but-
idea of centric, titles, from an outside
Sorry,
source.
you feel
Right.
such toxic discussion.
Like, that's why I hate that,
didn't
you know-
I thought it was a fine discussion.
Yeah, I
it
thought it
was
was fine.
fine.
That's
I
why I
thought it was
like
fine to
hated
humor that.
Sunset Overdrive was
Yeah.
annoying to me.
I
Like,
don't
just
know.
make that for everything.
It's,
Like,
it rubbed him the wrong way. Apparently, I apologize.
Oh, well.
for that.
I understand. I understand that exclusivity is a kind of touchy subject.
I
yeah.
guess I don't think. I mean, it doesn't hurt talking about it.
Yeah, I
Right.
thought
It's like I said, it's a hypothetical.
For the sake of answering
Right.
the question, I
yeah,
thought
it's
it
a
was
very
fine,
hypothetical question.
Yeah. GFN, what are you doing right now, man?
Dude, he's a loyal dude.
He is loyal.
That loyalty never ends with him.
All right, welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 111. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, please make sure to follow the show. Hit that follow button at twitch.tv/levelupshow like these people did. Thank you to our most recent one from Gundam Architect. We also had a follow from Jazer217, Funny Oreo, and Hypermel, and a donation from Tobes for Kristen's baby bump. He donated $10, and so we got 250 XP in the chat. Thank you so much, Tobes. That is amazing. A great way to support our network here. Best way to support us, though, guys, if you didn't know, is Patreon. Patreon.com/levelupnetwork. Just $1 or more per month, and you get early access to stuff like Power Up on our YouTube. I need a drink.
How's it going, by the way? Power Up. I haven't watched it in a couple weeks.
Good. It's late. It's uploaded. I didn't put it live yet. I just had a terrible week. But good. Same old.
Same old, same old.
Same old,
Talking
same old.
about superheroes.
A
Yeah.
ringing endorsement for Power Up. You
There
know,
you go.
It's good.
Same old, same old.
What do you say? What do you say about a podcast that's like, you know, it's revolved around one subject? It's like nothing changes really. It's like,
Yeah.
It's still.
What are you talking about this week?
Still about
Superheroes?
superheroes.
Right. All right. Let's get into the topic of the week. It is actually something that was going to be an on the spot. Mel, one of our favorite viewers, Mel Strife Girl, she posted on the spot of what do you feel have been the most frustrating gaming moments in your gaming career? And we were like, that is a broad enough question that we could probably talk about that
Absolutely.
for 30 minutes or even
Yeah.
take some calls on it. So, Mel, you have the topic of the week. It is most
There we go.
frustrating gaming moments. There are so many.
Dude, Trophy War alone has brought
Yeah.
out some of these
The
fucking sound shapes, man.
Yeah, sound
Fuck,
shapes
I'm not,
definitely,
I am telling you, and we had the conversation, me and you. I don't know if we ever did on the show. I will never fucking platinum that game because fuck Death Moon.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
No, the
See,
the
that
one with the
alone
crossing lasers
bothers
is tough.
me enough to where you're like, guess what? I'm not playing anything else until I fucking platinum.
That was me for sound shapes. There were a few levels. The one that we talked about is
Right.
really tough. The one with the
The-
crossing lasers.
Yeah,
that one is tough.
Like, that's
Yeah,
the
they're a
worst out of
bitch.
all of them.
that was a bitch. And that one took a while.
I think I have, like, 7 more Death Moon levels to go before I platinum it,
Okay.
essentially. But fuck
Yeah,
it.
you could maybe get it done.
I possibly could. I
it
could
might
get
be a
closer.
waste of your time, though.
Right, but that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's the whole balance thing. So right now I won't, but I might come back to it. That's the thing. Like we had the conversation of time balancing. You know, just because you can get this many points doesn't mean it's worth 6 hours.
Right.
For whatever. So you have to balance
That's
that. That's why I
like
gave
me
up
on a
it.
Dead Nation right now. Man, like
I'll tell you, man. I'm surprised you're playing that game for Trophy War. I would have given up on that.
I wasn't realistically playing it for Trophy War. I was just playing it.
yeah.
That's
but
what I kind of assumed. But
I played it on Morbid, and man, like,
Oh, is that for the
not that it was
stream?
that difficult. Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that was on Morbid.
yeah, and there's one even after that. There's Undead, and you only have to be one level on Undead to get the trophy for it.
Huh.
But man, like, just how long it took to get through that campaign.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, is this worth it? And
Oh,
then
did you finish
they
it?
added a bunch of trophies. Yeah, I
Nice.
finished the
Okay.
campaign, but they added a bunch of trophies too for other modes, and they have another trophy now for Mementos, which is a new thing they added into the PS4 edition of the game. So I'm also playing on Vita. I need something to play at work.
Right.
And I've got Dead Nation on there.
Because why would you work when you could play Vita games?
Well, I have lunch.
No, I get it.
I do have a lunch break.
Taco Bell and Vita. What the hell? I mean, hand in
Exactly.
hand,
That's
man.
what I've been doing. Talking about Wawa and some Vita. But yeah, Dead Nation is really frustrating at moments.
Yeah, it
The
can
final level on Morbid, when they just throw literally like
Yep.
thousands of zombies at you
Yeah.
all at once. I was like, are you?
I wonder how.
And the worst part of it all is the checkpoint system in that final level.
Yep.
You get to the very,
Sucks.
very end when they throw 1,000 zombies at you, and if you die, you're back to the beginning. It's like,
Yeah.
holy fuck!
Yeah, it's
This is
yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah.
That's
Like
the
I have to
worst.
wonder if it's easier or harder with multiple people. Because I've played with other people. and
Yeah,
everything.
it's a little bit both, because co-op actually
play it?
does raise the difficulty.
Okay, did you play it though with anything
No,
else?
but I did read that if you played on co-op, they raise the difficulty.
Right, and they do, but you have games like, obviously, my go-to is Diablo for that because I
Yeah.
play it so much, but they do the same thing. A lot of these games do it. Destiny does it, they up the difficulty of the enemies, but realistically, if you play Diablo by yourself, you might be able to play it on Torment 3, but if you play it with other people, even though it's harder, you can probably easily play it on Torment 5 because
Right.
the difficulty increase doesn't make it debilitating. It's just to give that extra little kick. So I wonder if I'm gonna have to if you play again, let me know because I'll jump in that.
Yeah,
and
100%.
see if,
I know
you
a few
it
people
is.
have offered. Jazer said 200 lightning bolt dodges. That was a pain. He's talking about Final Fantasy X. And
Oh.
yes, it was. So in Final Fantasy X, you have the Thunder Plains,
Okay.
which is an area where when there's a flash of lightning, about half a second later, a lightning strike will hit you. Now, you can just go through this level. It doesn't hurt your health or anything like that. It's just like it makes you fall down and slows you down. It's annoying. But if you... I can't remember how you find it out, but if you could do 200 lightning bolt dodges in a row without messing up at all, that helps towards getting one of the master weapons. You have to do this in order to get Lulu's, I think, master weapon. So it doesn't have a counter, doesn't tell you how
This
far
is
you
the
are.
only way you can get
This
it?
is the only way to get it. So, and it's, dude, your adrenaline is through the roof because first of all, like I said, you're counting.
Right.
You're counting yourself. You don't have a counter. So once you get up to you think you're like 190, like I think I counted this right. You're like, I've got 10 fucking lightning dodges left, and like I said, all you got is a white flash on the screen, and you have to tap X as quick as possible. But it's that thing is you don't know when the white lightning's going to strike. It's not like every 5 seconds. It's like all right, like you got to press it.
Yeah.
It is freaking frustrating. First of all,
Time-based
because
stuff
it takes you
sucks.
like 30 minutes to get it done, and second of all,
And that's if you do it right.
it's if you do it right, yeah, you might not even know. Like you could be at 199. You're like, why isn't it dinging? Why isn't it dinging? And then it's like, oh my god, no! It's like it was. I was shaking in fear and anxiety doing
That's
this
the
thing when
worst.
I was 13 years old because it is. I agree, it is intense. It's like holy shit.
That sounds like one of the worst ones. I mean, I know
Yeah.
there's some really bad ones. I had something that was a similar way. Like you're not sure how many you're at, but you have to keep tracking. You're kind of trying to like, all right, I have to keep going. All right, I don't know what I'm at, but I'm gonna have to keep going.
Yeah.
And everything. That's the word. Like 200's a lot.
Yeah.
For something like that.
First Light frustrated me here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I gave up. So like to me, like
Yeah.
I was like originally I was like I might not platinum this. I might come back to it at some point.
Yeah,
But-
the challenge stuff at the end just kind of started to annoy me and frustrate me.
I'm glad I did it differently than you then, because if I had
Yeah.
just sat there to grind, I probably would have had the exact like I was starting to get to that point, and that's why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to something else because I
That's
think
crazy. I always find that interesting to find out what moments were tough in different games for people, and because like
Right.
it's never the same.
I
Like,
hate grinds.
Like
that's
I
the thing.
blew through First Light. No, didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
Blew
all
right
right.
through it.
Maybe I don't know.
But
maybe-
there are plenty of games
right.
where like it's opposite. Like Andrew's had games. I can't recall off the top of my head, but he's had games before. He's like, yeah, this was an easy platinum. I'm like, really? Fuck, that took me like
Right.
all night. Yeah.
even the games that you were saying, like the fucking SpongeBob game, you're like, oh yeah, man, this is a really easy fucking platinum, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, great, and I get it, and I'm like, I go through and I'm like, all right, I have to go here, and the most annoying part of
But
that
that's
game,
the difference, isn't it? It's not. It is easy.
it's very easy
by definition.
but God,
Just
man, the
fucking,
grind is just the
it's
worst.
annoying,
And that to
yeah.
me, I think to me more so than anything else, it's the grind of stuff. There's a lot of games that are difficult, they're challenging and anything like that frustrate me. But it's to me the most difficult part of a game is grinding through something I don't want to do in it. Especially when I know the reward for it isn't going to be anything I really give a shit about.
Right.
And that's what I really hate is more than anything else. But man, there has to be a ton of them. I'm trying to think about other
Can I
ones.
just point out the Guitar Freak? Team Greg has had 3 wins so far. Greg.
No,
Team
Team Greg has had, yeah.
He's trying to tell me Greg is gonna win.
Okay.
Greg has
That's
lost
different.
3 weeks.
If you're saying Team Greg, you're talking about me as well here.
Yeah,
Right.
let's give this. You deserve a shit ton of credit, man. This has been your weakest week.
Yeah,
out of
by
all
far, yeah.
I've seen in your points, and even that you still did a decent
I
amount of work.
did like 2,000-3,000.
You did more work than Greg. Let's put it that way. So, it's I don't know, man.
I'm
You're
just
doing
saying,
a ton of work.
the guy talked an awful lot of game, and he's lost 3 weeks straight.
And he hasn't
It's gonna be
gamed
4.
a lot.
I'm pretty
Oh.
sure it's going to be by tomorrow. It'll be four weeks straight.
Yeah.
In our first
Unless he's
video,
fooling us all this week.
I
don't
mean,
know.
but here's the
I
thing,
don't
dude.
think
I've
so,
gotten
dude.
Snapchats every single day of
I've
him
seen
on a
them.
train, with people drinking, at a bar with people drinking,
Yeah.
waking up in houses he doesn't know drinking. This has been every day this week.
And this is what I counted on this.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess I don't want to go too far into this, but the thing that happened between you guys a week or so ago, I don't know if he kind of checked out from that.
It could
I
be.
mean-
He seems like he's kind of checked out.
That's all 100% him, even so.
Yeah,
It was all like, I just am playing
but
the game.
I have faith he will make a return. I'm gonna try and.
I
bring
kind
it
of
back.
want him to because
You should
realistically,
try.
there's no reason why I should be getting more points than him. In general. for him being a trophy hunter that he is, I have more points than him this week.
You should try and bring him back. You need to get him back into it.
'cause this
He's
is
letting down
not-
the foot.
it's fun.
There's been multiple people, Team Greg supporters, who are getting disappointed.
Yeah.
He told me first video
Team Greg is doing pretty well.
10,000.
Team Greg, Drew, you are kicking my
Team
ass,
Greg,
and I
right.
will listen. I'll give you all the
I'm
credit
saying,
you
like,
deserve.
when we talked about it at the very beginning, when we advertised the Trophy War, we
Right.
said from the very beginning the team thing is what determines XP.
Right.
Yes.
And so far, I've been given 500 XP to
Yeah,
Team
that's
Greg
totally true.
3 weeks in a
But
row.
it's all you,
And,
man.
And honest, this might be the first week where Team Greg loses, which is
The
disappointing to
name
me
of
because
the
in
Right.
my campaign video, I
You
said
did.
that I wanted to win all 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But you know,
Who wouldn't? I mean, who wouldn't? He would be like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm okay with winning 6 out of the 8.
Your team's namesake, for
Right,
Christ's
it's Team
sakes.
Drew right now,
Yes.
not Team Greg.
well, no, I don't want to say that.
No, you did, and it's fucking true.
I
He
was
told
just
me-
agreeing like it's Team.
in the Trophy Wars launch video, I'm gonna get 10,000 points, and then every week after that, you're gonna lose to me. And I said, okay. And that's all I had to
I got a
say.
Trophy Wars coming, I think. I don't know.
Right? Well, he can't. I mean, we have to sync every week. I don't know. Anyway, I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
Because this would be I feel like we should
Dean,
have.
I feel like you haven't really talked too many about specific experiences of frustration that you've had.
The one most recently that comes to memory is Uncharted 1 on crushing difficulty. I thought was a real.
That's the
bitch.
hardest one.
Yeah, that's
of
the one
them
you were
all,
telling
by
me,
far.
It was a real bitch, dude.
And
Oh my god.
that's not even on the new mode. What do they have?
No,
now?
yeah, the newest difficulty, and
I
then
can't
it's
think what
like,
it's called, but
you have to,
Crushing?
like, try to.
they have one even harder than
Crushing
crushing now.
is the original.
Brutal.
Brutal.
I think that's it. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
brutal. it was
Crushing is the
brutal,
one
then
that's like
crushing.
very hard, and then it's
Okay.
brutal. That's like,
I thought crushing was worse than brutal.
dude, it's bad. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna platinum this. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I
Like,
bet I
fuck
know
that.
which area is the hardest for you.
Name it.
It's if I can try and explain it. It's pretty early in the game. And it's an area where you got like these kind of like pillars in the jungle,
jungle.
like
Yeah.
stone pillars.
Yep. With the plane stuck in the tree.
Yep.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yep.
It
That's
was
You know what's
so
funny is
bad
before you even said it, I
because the
knew
way
exactly what
they-
you were talking about.
The way they position you, it fucks you, and you can't do anything about
Yep.
it. You can't. No matter you spawn, and then the enemies come from the front, they come from the back, and when you dodge to the side, the way the game is programmed, there's already enemies coming from behind that wall. So like, you're fucked. Like
Right.
you have to really like turn into like Bond and start like rolling, and like you're like, all right.
Damn it, where's my
like,
detective vision?
You have to like look. You're like, all right, 3 bullets left in this gun. That guy dropped his shotgun over there. I'm gonna roll past.
You guys are
it.
gonna have to share.
Like it's bad, dude. It's really hard.
I think when it comes to frustration, it's harder to get frustrated with games now than I feel like 10, 15 years ago.
100%.
I don't know, dude. Well, I mean, maybe in general, yeah,
I
because
think,
there's no
I think back
save
to
points.
like exactly. I think
Yeah.
back to RPGs. I think back to Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, where you've got your save point, and then it's an hour before you hit the final
Right.
boss, and you are this close to beating them, then you die, and you have to do that whole hour and a half over again.
Fuck that game. Remember when you were learning how to play like Mario?
Yeah.
Like that had like not Mario World or anything like that. I'm talking about like Super Mario Brothers, NES style, where you were going through and there was no saves. Like you finally figured out how you were gonna make it to like now at this point we all know the tricks. You can go up on the the roof of the zone 2, and run to the pipe and then go to the warp to the world 5. But I'm talking playing it the right way. When you're trying to play Mario Brothers, you figured out finally how to get to world 3, and then all of a sudden something fucks you. You lose all your lives, and now you have to start from scratch from the very beginning, and then all of a sudden it's bedtime. It's like that. You're right. That was to me a lot worse.
The Zeus fight in God of War 3 was super difficult on the hard.
You think so?
The higher difficulty one, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. God of War 3, I tried for like a moment on the high difficulty. I couldn't
really-
get past Poseidon at
Yeah,
the beginning. I was
it's
like,
difficult.
are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm doing this. I can't even get past Poseidon.
I
at the
went
beginning.
through. I'm just playing the remaster one, and I'm working chip. Not now. I was before the trophy where I was chipping away at the platinum, and I'm like halfway through on the higher difficulty. It's hard as shit, but that Zeus battle, dude, no good.
Yeah.
It's so cheap.
Jazer, man, it has a lot in common with me. I'm noticing. I think he's a new viewer, too. He followed today. Thank you so much, Jazer. He said, I hated Final Fantasy VIII because of the fact I love the grind, and grinding kills you in that game.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
true.
worst. If you
And it's something you don't realize
Right.
sometimes, that you're playing through the whole game. I got to a level 100 every single character, and didn't realize every enemy levels up with you in that game.
That sucks.
And the best way to play that game is to try to literally level not at all. Like
Yeah.
the easiest playthrough you can have that game is if you are like level 7 at the end of the game,
Huh.
because it makes the enemies and the final boss so much easier. But who would ever think that?
Yeah, that seems
who
like
would
not
ever
fun,
think
though.
to do that?
Yeah.
Like,
And so
intentionally
it's funny.
saving.
Like when I play Final Fantasy
Weren't you having a
now,
conversation with like Dan Piesh about that the one time? Like
Yeah.
how like that was his most
it's
hated game. 'cause
So
he got
weird.
pissed- Yeah.
he loves it. That's his favorite.
Or no, it was
Fantasy.
Kinect or some one of the other guys that
It's a
hated
weird
it.
thing. So when I play Final Fantasy VIII now, you go into every battle, you draw all the magic from the enemies, and then you run every single battle. You do everything in your power not to level up in that game. It's so
Right.
funny.
That's crazy.
It's a weird thing.
Guitar Freak asked me what's going on with the Ether 1 plat. I dude, that might be like one of those like final week. I have nothing left to play. Let me see what points I can scrounge up.
Yeah.
because that game broke for me.
It was it was literally broken. For
It's
me.
he can't play it at all. He can't even pass.
It crashes
the one area.
on. I load it. I take one step, crash
Really?
every
Yeah.
single time.
And then
Tried
for
everything.
me, and that's not uncommon. And for me, it goofed in one of the special things. Like you had to do something with coffee, and it wasn't doing it for me at all. And I restarted that level like twice on the stream, and I was like, "Fuck this!"
Yeah.
And I just progressed.
Oh, that reminds me.
The stream?
I was gonna say a stream of mine. Do you know which one I'm thinking of? Where I got super frustrated?
Don't starve.
No.
Oh.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my god, dude! Drew, go.
See,
fucking
these are
left.
some of my most, for me, frustrating moments for me are not difficulty. It's when I feel like the game is not telling me
Right, it's
what
not
it should be
right,
telling
it's
me.
not very
annoying.
intuitive.
In that scene, I kept going right because I felt the game was leading me right.
But I don't know why you thought, because I immediately went left and
That's
I
funny,
breezed
yeah.
through that.
But and then that's finally, I wasn't looking at the chat. I was just getting so frustrated. Finally, I saw everybody's like, go left, go left. I go left one time. I go through the area, no problem. But I was getting fucking
Like,
furious.
Yeah.
Do you,
Like
do-
furious.
I don't know if you watched the stream of it. But you're right. I
No, I didn't
completely forgot
watch.
about that. But like, it was the. Do you remember Grand Theft? You played Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yeah.
Remember the part with the bikers where you have to track down? You're following at the very beginning of the game, and you're following the biker with Trevor. The first time you play as Trevor, and you go to like the trailer park.
Vaguely.
I don't know, but it's like this trailer park, and it's kind of in like
It's
a
a
U. Yeah, it's like a big giant U.
So you
big
go
giant
around
circle.
the circle that way,
Right,
you go
and
around
so
the
like
circle that
for
way.
some reason, I mean, I don't know why he thought it was right, but like it was almost to me, you were on the left, and you had to like kind of go behind the house and everything. Drew literally was just like, I'm just gonna stroll down the middle of the street, no big deal. No, okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna try strolling down the middle of the street again. All right, it still didn't work. Let me try this one more time. And he kept like going like almost the same ways. And everybody in the chat's just like, go the fuck. Like, I was
You know
getting
what
so
was
mad.
really frustrating for me in Grand Theft Auto is that like 35-minute bike ride. Did you remember that mission? There's a mission where you actually have to ride a bike. You you're
I must not have got that mission.
you're Michael, I think, and you ride. You have to you show
A
up-
bicycle or a motorcycle?
a bicycle, and you have to pedal like X square.
Oh, I remember
for
you.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
like real time 30 minutes.
Really, that took you that long?
Not that long, but it was
No,
like,
I know, but that was
long
difficult
as
to you.
shit.
Like,
no, not
just
difficult,
like you said,
just
it was
frustrating.
To me, I had no I was done that almost like
I mean,
I don't even remember it
for
until
a
you bring it
game
up.
that's supposed to be all about
Driving.
drive fast,
Yeah.
shoot, do this.
Well,
and
I
I was
think
like,
that's
you're
why.
really gonna make me do a fucking Armstrong bike competition for 10 minutes of my
Work that
real
thumb
time
out,
right
man.
now? I thought that was terrible. I was so frustrated by that.
One of my worst ones actually of recent times would be something I don't know if you will get it because I don't know if you even played it that all the way through, but I'm gonna bet you did. Mario Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, I love
the
Mario
last.
Galaxy.
Did you play it through?
I never played Galaxy. No.
Okay, it's one of my
None of
favorites. Oh my
I
God,
played
dude,
a
they're
little
best.
bit of the first Galaxy, and I'll be 100% honest with you, I wasn't feeling
Really,
it.
dude,
Really?
I loved it. That's
But I
probably
only
my
played about
favorite
30
one.
minutes, and I was getting this is freaking just messing with me. My
Really?
head.
Oh, okay. Maybe
I was like,
that's-
this is weird. I can't.
we should try to go back to that.
I can't wrap my head around.
Oh,
that
I
game.
love.
We should try to go back
Galaxy.
to that as like a. We
Yeah,
should do that. For
it's
a
weird
stream.
because Ratchet and Clank kind of has that same style.
Right, they have the same
Yeah, a
similar
little bit.
spherical
not
thing.
quite as small,
Not always, but some of them the
but
levels
they're
are.
pretty small here.
No, that's. But anyway, the last. Did you get all the trophy of all the stars for that Mario Galaxy?
I can
See, I did. That was the first time I
I
had
had
ever
no
in a game.
idea.
I was like, I want to fucking 100% this, and I went for all 120 stars in that game.
Yeah.
And there's a few extra bonus levels that really I hated, and the two worst ones to me were they had one that simulated Super Monkey Ball, but it was the Wii, so of course you had to use the Wii controller to balance out. Man, that fucking level was a bitch. I finally did that one. The one I I think actually my brother of all people finished it for me. There's one where there's this all these weird colored tiles that are the original sprite of Mario, and you had to jump on them, but like the red ones disappear when you jump on it.
Yeah.
The other colors flip upside down, stuff like that. And I couldn't, and you had to get like all 8 coins. It was the red coins on that one. So you had to do it in a certain amount of time. You had to do it without dying and get back. And I couldn't do it. And it was like, and from what I understand, from what I've seen on message boards, it's one of the hardest Mario level, one of the hardest challenges in that. But that one was the worst.
Yeah, a lot of those older games are rough, dude.
The old
Shovel,
ones.
even
That's
the
not even
newer,
old,
the
right?
newer older
That's
ones,
not
dude,
old.
like the some of the boss battles in Shovel Knight.
Right, well, because it's,
Holy
it's
retro
shit,
stuff,
yeah. Right.
so tough, really, really.
Did
tough.
you guys play Rogue Legacy?
Uh,
I think you did, Mike, right?
Which one was that?
That was the rogue game where you have to keep going into the castle over and over again.
Yeah, that's the one I keep doing.
But
Yeah.
once you get to like your third time through the game, it becomes like I don't understand how anybody can play it at that
But I
point.
never finished the
Yeah.
first
Like the
one.
amount of bullets on screen, shooting everywhere,
Right.
zigzagging, you can't even see. It's like what the hell is happening?
You should try it. If you like Shovel Knight, you definitely should try
It's
it.
fun. It's a good game.
yeah,
I think it's
Check it
down
out.
your alley. After the trophy war is done, you
I
should
wanted to
definitely check it out.
acknowledge PT. A lot of people talk about PT, and as much as I love PT, I will agree that the ending 30 minutes or 4 hours, depending on how long it takes.
That was so confusing.
It's
Like,
very
did
frustrating.
was there ever a concrete answer on?
I feel like there wasn't.
No.
And I feel like that's the point. Honestly, I feel like there's no true way to do it. I think it's kind of just this amalgamation of all these different things happening.
Lisa.
And yeah, right. And I think that's what they wanted. I think they
That's my
wanted this
favorite-
moment where people
right.
were going to be like, how do you do this? And it became this viral, like, social activity where everybody's like, how do we do this together? And that was the point. And I remember, like, they wanted that to take months
Yeah.
for people to figure out that it actually was Silent Hills. Of course, it only took, like, 2 days.
Right.
But still, like...
Thank God, because it died a month or two later.
Yeah, right?
Like,
That would have been really depressing, right?
oh my God.
So, yeah, guys, that PT game, it's actually Silent Hills. Bullets, it's never coming.
never coming out. So don't bother playing it anymore.
Yeah, that would've
It's
been-
disabled on your consoles now.
100%.
Oh my God.
What else do we have in the chat room? Super Meat Boy. I never played more than like the first
Oh my
world,
God.
but yeah, I
It's
can understand.
it's that's brutal to me.
I'm becoming so clogged up right now. If you guys can't
I
tell.
can see it.
I can barely breathe at this point. I can't. Like my God. When they
But
got
this whole topic has given me a kind of an idea. If we can do it, maybe dedicate at some point like a like classic streams where we go back and play games that we never were able to finish, or games that we thought were like just not our type, or something like that.
Yeah, I've always thought that might be fun. Like, Kind of Funny does this sometimes. Where
Jesus, man.
I can't even breathe right now. I'm so stuffed suddenly that I can't drink. I can't even drink.
That was-
It's crazy. But
Sorry.
what I was gonna say is, Kind of Funny does a cool thing where they have other people play games that they love.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, Colin loves Mega Man, so
Okay.
he'll have like Nick, somebody who's never ever played Mega Man, play it and just berate him the entire time. Like, what the fuck are you doing? This is how you do it. Like, because
That's
he knows how to
awesome.
play it so well. And I think that'd be fun for us to do. Like, I'm sure there's certain games that I love that none of you
Right.
guys have played.
Yeah, for sure.
Certain games that you guys love that I haven't played. So that might be really fun to do
That
in
would
the
be cool.
future.
So, Rick has probably one of the most frustrating things that happen in the game, but in a way that we haven't talked about yet. In Destiny, a game about getting loot, and even worse, about random RNGs that you just, you never know when you're going to get something. You can never get, like the Gallahorn, the best gun in the game. People never have gotten that gun ever in their life.
Right.
And they played it more than anybody else, whereas me, I got it my, second week playing.
Because that's just luck, right?
It's all random.
That is frustrating.
Yeah, random number generator, and I don't like that. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. I don't think they do it right. But anyway, he accidentally deleted one of his best weapons, one of the best weapons in the game. He accidentally deleted it in the game, and there's
wow.
no way to know if you will ever get it back at all.
Have we all had
Um,
moments like that where we've
done
accidentally
something
deleted a
stupid?
save?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Final Fantasy X was actually the one for
That
me.
happened with me and Infamous 2. And that's why I'm like
What's so weird?
2
That's the
Infamous
Infamous
trophies
1.
away from the platinum.
Have you checked my trophy list? I have 98% on
Yeah,
Infamous
fucking
1.
sucks, dude.
because I needed like 2 more fucking blast shards.
Yeah.
And I deleted my damn save.
What happened with me was it was like you had to in Infamous 2 you have to buy all of the abilities, both good and evil.
Yeah.
And you have to beat the game on good and evil, and then
Yeah.
on hard, which I beat it on good and evil, but I didn't buy all the abilities. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking do this. So like I played it through, and instead of just going off of an old save, which I didn't know you could do, it was like I forget the way it worded it was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And it had me go through it believing like I was continuing off an old save, but it started a new
Oh,
game.
it's the worst.
And I was like, wow.
I've definitely done
That brought up a new frustrating thing for me during the Trophy War. Really pissed about it. I wanted to platinum until dawn. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it anymore because, first of all, I played through that entire game, had all done. At that point, you get chapter select, right? But you
Yeah.
guys remember, I did the whole stream where I wanted to have the viewers vote on things,
Oh.
so I restarted the game. That's my first frustration. So
That
now I don't
sucks.
have access to chapters anymore. So now I'm playing through it again. Second frustration, I started playing through it again before the Trophy War started. I forgot that in chapter 1 I killed the squirrel. So I'm playing through the whole game now, and I'm following the guide, and I get to the guide, and it says, "Dude, this part. Oh, by the way, I hope you didn't kill a squirrel at the very beginning, and it locks you out of collectibles." So now I'm halfway through the game,
That
and I can't platinum
sucks.
it because I killed a fucking squirrel
That's
in the
so
first
annoying.
chapter. I'm like, I was so pissed about that right
I'm just
now.
over. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
just I'm
oh,
over
like,
it.
do I am Greg, and I was like, do I do this all again, or is this a complete waste of time? Like,
Yeah.
One of probably the most frustrating moments I've ever heard of anybody in any game ever is probably one of the reasons why one of our best friends doesn't game much at all anymore, and that's Pat's issue that he had with Kingdom Hearts. And I don't know if you remember this story.
I remember there being
So-
an issue. I don't remember what it was though.
I mean, you know how long Kingdom Hearts took you.
So 30 hours, right?
Yeah, Pat, and he doesn't. Our friend Pat. Well, you know Pat. I don't know why I said that. So Pat doesn't game very much. That's the stupid thing.
lives like
right, he
3
he
minutes
probably
away
knew
from
Pat
Pat.
longer than I had. But
Did I used to wait at Pat's house when I was like real young? He used to
Yeah,
had
his
to wait
mother
at his
used
house
to-
for, like wait for the school. bus
I remember
and shit.
because I came over his house a couple times and you were there.
I was like young.
yeah,
young,
you were
dude.
like really
like 5.
like yeah. I was gonna say it was like kindergarten, first grade at time.
Yeah.
I know. I remember these things.
This is riveting conversation for
Thanks.
our viewers.
Anyway, no, he got pretty far in Kingdom Hearts, and he doesn't game a lot at all. You know, for maybe like he can't sit down and game for like hours on end. He'll maybe put like 2-3 hours into it, a day, and that's it. So it took him a while to get there, but he finally got to the Maleficent battle. And this is at the time when it came out, where you got demo discs, and one of the demo discs he got had a demo of Beautiful Joe. And anybody our age that had a PlayStation 2 at that time,
One of them, I remember this.
remembered the woes that came along with this, because if you played Beautiful Joe, it completely erased everything on your memory card.
That sucks.
Like if you played it to a certain point in the game, there was a thing on there which just erased everything.
Why?
So
Like, what was
it was just a
weird
bug.
bug.
It was a really odd bug that
That
went into the
sucks
system.
ass.
So he lost all of his saves for all of his games, including the Maleficent battle for
Oh my
Kingdom
God,
Hearts.
that
And he was
sucks.
like,
That's one of those things where it's like, do I do it again?
and he didn't. He never
Yeah.
touched it. He I think he said he tried, but I from that point on, he never really went back.
That's what happened with me with Final Fantasy X. It wasn't the Beautiful Joe thing, actually. I was about 22 hours in. I was in.
Pioche is here. Hi, Pioche.
Oh, hey, Pioche. I was in Via Purifico, if you guys know, Final Fantasy X, about 22 hours into the game. And for some reason, I wanted to see the opening again. I was like, oh, I'm gonna replay the opening. It was really cool.
That
So
sounds
I started
terrible.
replaying the opening. I get to the first save point. I'm gonna save to a different file.
Yeah.
I just have a brain fart moment. Save over my
Yeah.
22-hour game.
That's what it was. That's what it was that fucked me in Infamous too. Is the way they worded it was like they led you to believe you'd be creating a new save file.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It didn't. It overrode. It
Yeah.
overrode your
And
old
it was like one of those things that's like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
do I have to do this whole 22 hours again? Like, do I do this? Do I care
know.
to?
Right.
I did, because I did care.
Did you?
It was Final Fantasy X.
Damn, that's
and I love Final Fantasy X.
Right.
It's a great game, so it needed to be done. But it was like, holy shit! Like, this completely is a detriment to my experience.
Yeah, that
now.
sucks.
Right. I still love the game, but I probably would have liked it even more if I could have just gone
Right.
through it one time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll never forget that.
There's
That sucks.
been a bunch of them. And it sucks that I'm drawing a blank, but I know there was one game where I actually just dropped it. I never went back to it again.
Yeah.
If I remember, because I've always been this way. I sell a game when I'm done with it. I even went to I went and I sold that game. I can't remember what it was. I think it obviously wasn't SOCOM. It was something that had like an online connection too, but I can't remember what it was. But like that's the most frustrating feeling.
Yeah.
Is like knowing that you put all this progress into it and that you can't ever get it back. You're done.
I think we're gonna have to call the conversation there.
We're done.
We could keep going, of course. There's so many frustrating moments that we could discuss, but we got to get to the end of the show. First off, let's go with our follows before going on to our subscribers and patrons. Thank you to Rex Crease, who just followed us right now. We also have Seth Things. Thank you for your follow. Gundam Architect, Jazer217, Funny Oreo, and Hyper Mel. And a donation from Tobes, once again, $10. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Continue following the show, guys. Hit the follow button right now at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow, and we will shout you out. On the TV, it'll show up as well.
Cool stuff.
So let's get to our special thanks, all of our subs and patrons, and all that good stuff.
This is going to sound fun.
Yeah. All right. Final stretch here. Special thanks to our subscribers, The Nine Fox, Greg Verga, Johnny Poolside, The Lone Gunman, Mr. Rager 909, Moofy, the Level Up host Drew, Baz023S, Tobes29340, and Vantera. Our patrons, Pussfield Scab, Mr. Rager 909, Tyspin, BMC Music, TX Puck, Dragon Cod, Blinky1888, Mark Conklin, Alex Bustos 98, Lion Hammer, Tobes29340, and Ginkgo Swag.
Tobe.
And finally, our moderators, Puzzfield Scab, The Night Fox, TX Puck, GFN 2112, Ghost Games, and Guitar Freak 12345.
What the heck?
I can't even breathe. There's nothing.
That's rough.
coming through my
Dude, that
nose
sounds
right now.
terrible. You need a dehumidifier or something.
Yeah, I have one upstairs I'm going to use. Oh, man. Dan says, by the way, The Witness is blowing my mind.
Ooh.
I heard it's really good.
I'm going to talk to him more about that.
Yeah, I see you playing so much stuff right now, Dan. I saw you went through Life is Strange, obviously.
Yeah.
Rocket League, Witness. I see you playing so many cool things right now. So that's cool that you're getting back into
I'm going to message you because I know it's early for you. I have an idea I was going to go over with you the other day when I texted you.
And that is going to be it for us tonight, guys. Don't forget to follow us on all of our different channels, twitch.tv/levelupshow. Follow us on Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL. Tweet at us with hashtag on the spot to be a featured question. Don't forget to follow us on our PS4 community so you could be a featured response on our community question of the week segment that we just added this week. YouTube.com/levelupshow, level spelled LVL. Subscribe there because we do have original shows that are only on our YouTube. One of those being Power Up. Dean and Greg get together every single week. They do a really great show with superheroes, comic book, all the most recent news in that space. So check that out every Saturday. But if you want early access to something like Power Up, the best way to support the network is Patreon at patreon.com/the-level-up-network. If you donate just $1 or more per month there, you'll get early access to Power Up by 5 days typically. Show up on Tuesdays around that time. Finally, you can do a singular donation like Tobes tonight if you go to levelupnetwork.com/donate, and you can check out our entire store of merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, and more at the levelupnetwork.com/store. And that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. We're going to be on all week long with game and talk shows and game streams. Greg will hopefully be on tomorrow.
I'm going to do Far Cry Primal on Tuesday.
That's a big one, guys, so definitely keep track of that. Wednesday will be Level Up Hangout, hopefully, this
Woo!
week.
You going to be able to join us this week or no?
What is it?
Wednesday? Hangout.
No.
No?
Okay.
So it'll be, hopefully, Greg, Mike, and I for Level Up Hangout this Wednesday. Thursday, I'll be back with Level Up Quick Play. And then, of course, Sunday will be the Level Up Show, episode 112. We will see you all then. Until next time, guys, take care. And as always, don't forget to
Level up.
Level up.
I like the band you're seeing.
Yeah. They look great.
Good luck, guys.
Oh, you're Jeremy.
I am dirty. You might just want to wash your hands when you get up there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you throughout the week. As always, level up.